Ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ekene m unu. Ekene nwoke. Ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ekene m unu. Ekene m ikwu. Ekene nwoke, kene nwaanyị, kene ikwu, kene ibe. Kene nze na ọzọ, kene ụmụ okoro Igbo ji ede ebube, kene ụmụada na ụmụ ọkpụ. Kene ndị chie na ndị mbụ na ndị egede anụ Igbo niile. Kene nna mụrụ Igbo na nne mụrụ Igbo. Kene anya na-anụ ụbọchị na-anụ Igbo ji ede ebube. Kene mmụọ onwe ya nwahịa. Wee na-ekene mmụọ nkwọ na wee na-ekene mmụọ eke, kene mmụọ oye, kene mmụọ nkwọ. Kene mmụọ afọ. Wee kene mmụọ nkwọ. Wee kene mmiri niile nọ n'ala Igbo, kene mmụọ onwe ya mmiri. Kene enu, kene anị, kene ezi, kene ụzọ. Kene mmụọ niile na-emere Igbo ife na mmụọ Igbo na-emere ife. Kene aja na Igbo nna. Kene mmụọ niile Igbo ji ede ebube. Kene mmụọ ji wiri ana Igbo. Wee kene Chukwu okike abịa na mana m ekene gị na-asị gị ndo. Ihe ọma ị na-eme, anyị na-afụ aka ọlụ gị ezichi m. Nna m, ana m ekene gị, ana m aja gị mma, ana m ebunye gị elu n'ihe kwesịrị ekwesị, na-etokwa gị. Ọ kachasị n'isi awa dide Maazị Nnamdị Kanụ ọbata obi ya na n'isi awa angels niile. Ana m ekene gị na-asị gị nala ekene. Na-asị otito na mbụ niile bụrụ nke gị ezichi m welu mgbe niile ebighị ebi. Ise 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 ise. Anya na-anụ ụbọchị na-anọ ụmụnne nke ka unu dị. Kenneth Kekedi, Hali Kekedi, Chidimma nne m Kekedi. Ama na ha siri gị ike. Ụnụ na-abata, ụnụ a na-eshia, ụnụ na-abata, ụnụ a na-eshia ụmụaja, ụnụ na-abata, ụnụ a na-eshia. Ụnụ na-abata, ụnụ a na-eshia ụmụnne m. Ụnụ na-abata, ụnụ a na-eshia. Ụnụ na-afụ ka o si afịọ. Anyị ejekọzila ụnụ ka o si were dịrị. Ụnụ enweghị idea na o si wee dịrị na ka o si akpọtụ. Ọ na-akpọtụ n'elu, na-akpọtụ n'ala. Ma ndị na-eme mitin otu a esi wee mee enkaụnta the protest ọmọya ole show ole na-eme na chi ime maka release of our leader Maazị Nnamdị Kanụ. Ọ na-afụgo ka o si were dịrị. Mma akpọrọ ụnụ ihe mma akpọ because na enye mmasị ka anyị jee gbawa egwu. Time na-adọrọ cha 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 ka anyị move forward ozigbo ozigbo. Mma akpọrọ ụnụ some voices and kpọrọ ụnụ account number and onye nwe that account. Yes, mma akpọrọ ụnụ the voices, then mkpọ voice ya ụnụ ege ya na-afụ ka ha si plan ime encounter of protest ọmọya ole so ole na plan na akwadobe ime on 20. So achọrọ m ka ọmọya ole so ole nweta this message because some yole na shole na akwado ime protest. Chibuzo egwu atụ ya na Udene were na plan ka yesi eme encounter of that protest. And ha na-atụkwa n'ezigbo ha na-atụ ego na the group. Ha na-atụ ego na the group iji wee mee encounter of this protest. Mma akpọrọ unu voice unu ya anụ ihe a si from group welepụta. Voice unu ya anụ ebe a wụ voice Chibuzo egwu atụ, and the voice ọzọ unu ya anụkwa ebe a wụ voice Udene Chukwuka ọfụ egbu. Then unu ya anụkwakwa another voice ọzọkwa tụtakwala alụ. Then unu ya anụkwa another voice ọzọkwa unu ya anụ ebe a wụ voice mmadụ ịnọ ka mma akpọrọ unu hie. Achọrọ m ka mkpọ achọrọ m ka mkpọrọ unu first voice. Geenụ ntị na voice ya.
So my people.
The first voice wụ Chukwuka of Egbu. Geenụ ntị.
Afternoon. Please, you know, like in every other WhatsApp. Hello, my people. Good afternoon. Please, you know, like in every other WhatsApp group, there are people who will be trying to hack through your WhatsApp by telling you that you should use this link, that we have a Zoom meeting, this and that. Before you do anything, at least anyone can respond from here. Before you do anything with anybody, please, 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 do not send anybody any link. Do not give anybody any code so they don't hack your WhatsApp. Please and please. This is very important. Nobody should know your code. Nobody should know anything apart from what we are discussing here. If there is any announcement, you either hear it from me or from Ikenga. We are the only two admins that are on this page. Please, let's be guided. I'm going to have a meeting with Ikenga and some people now. After that, we'll drop some updates here. Thank you so much. Hello, my people, I greet you. Good afternoon from Nigeria. It's 4:25 here.
This is the second voice of Chukwuka of Egbu. Non-agent.
That posted this in is Ikengu. Like you know, we are both members of admin here. So anything you see from him and I are the only authentic things. Then if we add any other admin, we will announce it. Like the whole breakdown is self-explanatory if you come down and read it, but I'll just run it through a little bit. We are going to bring 4 people from all these from the 5 states of the Southeast, and there will be people that have been affected. Either they've lost their family members, they've lost their siblings, or they lost something. Even people that they burn their businesses. We will choose 4 from each state and bring them to Abuja. Of course, we've lodged them for 2 days. Then we will also do a press conference. We want to do this on Thursday. We want to do the protest on Thursday. And if possible, we'll do the press conference Thursday. Then if we can't do both on Thursday, we'll do one on Thursday, do the other one on Friday. The press conference doesn't need much of people. It's just the banners and a couple of people and the victims. Kesh also will be there. I will contact him now. So I'm going to post one UBA account. I'm the one managing it. So if anybody pays money into it, you can send me the slip directly. If you want me to mention your name, I will mention your name and the amount. But if you want me to mention only the amount, I will still mention it here. So you come and confirm your payment. I'm not posting anybody's account details or personal details for security reasons. But we'll be seeing the names, like short names, the short forms of the person, and I will mention the time the money entered. It will be the document on the slip you sent, so everybody, once we get our 4.12 1.25 million. That is 4,125,000. Once we get it, then I will announce it will stop. I will still keep announcing it on the Facebook because I'm going to come back later this evening. I've been busy, man. I'm having headache over this plan. So let me post it now. Thank you, everyone.
Now, opposed to one account. Ụmụnne nne na afọ ada onye nwe that account. CHUKWU Facebook post. Chizolomu Harrison of Ebu. Chizolomu Harrison of Ebu. USB. No, UBS. No, UBA Bank. So, onye nwe this account. CHUKWU Ebu just scam ndị mmadụ. Nwanne nwoke. Chizolomu Harrison of Ebu. UBS, UBA, or the account honey use will ask scam on them matter. Then total money out to takra na total na that account 412,500 we got to trana. And the mmadụ one tọrọ n'ego na ya wu group ka ngwa mmadụ one tọrọ n'ego na ya wu group onye a tọrọ ofu onye from Owere onye nke bụ wete 5,000 onye nke bụ wete 20,000 onye nke tọ wete 30,000 onye nke nọ wete 600,000. Then, 6,000, I mean to say, with 6,000. Then, abarata. Onye nke ọzọ wete 100,000. Onye a wetekwa 6,000. Onye wetere 150,000. Onye ọzọ wetekwa 150,000. Then onye wetere 2,000. Another person wetekwa 2,000. So ego niile aka agbakọchala o wepụta 100 and 400 and something thousand na bank nwanne Chukwuka of Ebu. Ha just scam our people. Na na-ege ntị.
Ijele, thank you very much.
Onye unu ya n'onu na Chukwuka Chibuzo Egwu atọ ka unu ya n'onu ya.
Let's not forget, if somebody also have a suggestion, if you have a better suggestion on how to go about this, you can as well, voice it out or write it so we can work on this and see how success is going to be. So if you have a better suggestion on how to go about this, just put it here. Let's listen. Thank you.
Hello, my people, I greet you. Good afternoon from Nigeria.
Onye na-ekwu okwu nke awụ udene. Onye na-ekwu okwu a gee ntị.
425, yeah. The person that posted this in is Ngozi. We are both members of admin here. So anything you see from him and I are the only authentic things. Then if we add it.
Ijele, thank you very much. And let's not forget, if some
now there's no inside the group Alufato where no tunu meloche.
Ijele Bonino, I greet you, my brother. I'm seeing your handwork. Just that I was following your WhatsApp platform as of all these years back. Before the platform, I lost the phone and I lost those platform. I usually speak 1, 2, 3. I was following all the WhatsApp group. So I greet you, my brother. I'm seeing your good work here. Ikengoro Agu, Odogo Igbo, Ezigbo Nini. I greet you, my brother. My prayer is that God will continue to protect us here, protect both of you that are championing this cause and those that are fighting effortlessly to see that peace return back to Southeast. Please, I have an observation. People should not channel it just to the 5 states in the Southeast. Please, Delta should be part of it because we now we're based in Asaba. So we are part of it. So people should not make it just the 5 states because majority of our brothers across, they are based in Asaba. So Delta is part of it so that we should play our own role and partake. So this thing is a general something that everybody that wants peace should partake in it. So all of us have our own little way of contribution and everything. So please don't channel it, don't end it just by the 5 states in the Southeast. No, extend it to Delta, please. I'm interested in whatever that is happening there because it has been my prayer all this while. Because I know what our brothers are passing through in the Southeast there. It has not been easy because of one Ifulefu that called himself Nnamdi Kanu. You just wake up one early morning and you want to disorganize the Southeast just for your own selfish reason, not for any other thing, just to be living high life. Yeah? Making people miserable for your own selfish interests. Thank God that people are beginning to see the truth because at the earlier stage when we started this struggle, I was speaking against it. They said because we are APC, we are this, we are Buhari. From Buhari now, they say we are Tinubu. But you see, lies can only take time, but the truth will always prevail. So I thank you, my two brothers. So I'm following up whatever that is happening here. So please extend it. Let those from Delta to partake in it wherever you are. There are people that are not Igbos, but they will be interested in whatever we are doing, that want the betterment of our brothers and sisters. They will support us. So please, let's don't channel it to lay Southeast. So that's my own contribution. Thanks, everybody, and good night.
My brother, this is my brother Kuluofu.
Now, the second person inside the group. The second, this person kuchalo now. Gezenu any now ana akpọkụnọta onwe fa. Ha chọrọ ije mee Arsenal press release. Ha eje Abuja. Arsenal Tuesday, Thursday, and the Friday. Ka ha eje. Ya counter this thing ka fa jere ime. Na na-ege ntị.
He said a lot of things about what's happening in Southeast. What is not a if you record what happened in the past, some of things that happened in Southeast, even Honorable Azoka, people that killed him, they came from Delta. They came from Delta, Asaba, to perfect their terrorism towards that our brother. So I can include Nda Asaba because most of people who are that Honorable Azoka, if no more most of them made that attack from Asaba. And all of them MFRS from Asaba. And what about Anambra MFRS Imo State. So Asaba who safe. Most of them na Asaba Kita. Then they operate na Anambra and Imo. Our brother we are all one. You understand? So I can both. I have Igbo because team on. So you can include the Delta State. Because in Anambra, when I am the Delta, no very close. I am not very close. That Delta, you go at CHUKWU, Oblio Kitty, Iseluku. I na fa gbala oke. I na fa na emeka ife since ụwa. Mandi buzo. So ekwesịrị include because most of them now still from that bridge across the back and Abadi. It's called bridge Abatoka more operate na chekwa back there. So ekwesịrị include. My brother, I respect your opinion. Munu include because unu wasokwa. Anche nekwa. Rapụ na enweke si divide. Asi na enwe south and southeast. all of us are one. You understand? Thank you very much. That's my suggestion.
Ọkwụ na anụgo plan Chukwuka of Egbu na ndị otu ya na-achị bụ ụzọ egwu atọ. And ife na-ewute m na this thing na all these zombies etinyere na this group a amala anything na na-akọ because ọnwụ na unu watch ya unu anụ mgbe the next echi bụ ụzọ egwu atọ sị na ha nwere meeting with some group emechazie etinyela ha update ihe akwutelu na the group nke a ndị anọ which that na nwere onye nọ na this group so eme that meeting Chukwuka of Egbu na ijele ya enwe today. Now owu na iwu ọcha unu ya anụ ife o dewere after ọ gbanyegolo ndị nọ na group ego fa wetara ego na akaụntụ onye ka ego ahụ na-aga na akaụntụ nwanne Udere ka ego ahụ na-aga. Lekwa anya another thing na ha ya akpọrọ ndị mmadụ ise from 5 steeti were jee Abuja. Ndị family ha ndị mmadụ nwụrụ na family ha ndị lụzụ something ndị agba shop ọkụ according to otufasi wee kwue wee jee Abuja. Now my question nna ajụ these people nọ na this group a na-eso these people wee na-achọ ihe niile ha na-eme ka ha wee nwee ike imebi this protest a na-eme to release our leader Maazị Nnamdi Kanu Ahadịrọ. Ajụjụ m nwa na-ajụzi these people. Okay. Ajụjụ m nwa na-ajụzi ajụjụ m nwa na-ajụzi ajụjụ m nwa na-ajụ na destiny na ajụjụ m nwa na-ajụzi na ndị a gbakọnataranụ afụgo m ya wee ife. Ajụjụ m nwa na-ajụzi na ndị a gbakọnataranụ na-atụ ego a were na-aplan ha otu a esi wee jee otu a esi wee jee Abuja ije mee place release onye a si wee kwu enua ndị akpọgasịrị ya dise nwa ihe ma nọkwada place na-anọ na social media all the time nke si na ya onye ọsụ LG na onye abịa na ha ya akwụrụ ndị ahụ ụgwọ họteelụ. Ha ya akpọ mmadụ one ma one akpọrọ ha jee ya kwụọrọ m ụgwọ họteelụ ya ndị ya abịa witness si na wadida Maazị Nnamdi Kanu mere ha nke a mee ha nke ọzọ. All those people ndị ya akwụrụ ụgwọ họteelụ na mana my own destiny na-enye m nsogbu that place na ndị nke ọzọ mmadụ na-agbakwuru okwu onye nke izi si tinye Asaba na Asaba sokwa and ndị na-asịsị tinye Asaba awụrọkwa ndị Asaba. Mmadụ na-abụ akwụrụ okwu kịta si na ya onye nke izi kwuru okwu like this guy onye a na-uche ka mkpọ ọnya ka ị ga-enya onye a
Ijele Odogwu, Ijele Igbo niile. I greet you, my brother. I'm seeing your handwork. Just that I was following your WhatsApp platform as of all these years back. Before the platform, I lost the phone and I lost those platform. Ijele Speak 1, 2, 3. I was following all the WhatsApp group. So I greet you, my brother. I'm seeing your good work here. Kenjoro Agu, Odogwu Igbo, Ezigbo niile. I greet you, my brother. My prayer is that God will continue to protect us here, protect both of you that are championing this cause and those that are fighting effortlessly to see that peace return back to Southeast. Please, I have an observation. People should not channel it just to the 5 states in the Southeast. Please, Delta should be part of it because we now will be based on us.
Now, also oyibo and onosi wee kwuo okwu ijele ụwa niile onye niile o kwuru o nwere awụrụ onye Delta steeti mana ha ekolone delta tinye. Now ife a na-achọ, oh my god, o nwere ife nchọrọ ịgwa and the Delta steeti. Ihe awa ọkwa obere ife. Obodo ọhụụ na-adị quiet enwebeghị ụdị nsogbu a na-enwe n'Imo steeti, enwebeghị ụdị nsogbu a na-enwe na Anambra steeti, enwebeghị ụdị nsogbu a na-enwe na Ebonyi and Enugu, Abia steeti. Unu ekwekwe na ka ya nwe nsogbu bata n'ụlọ. This criminal achọwana way to enter Delta state now, because for this guy ikwu ife okwu na anya ife this boy kwuru, the second man kwuru okwu na ndị gburu Azuka from Delta state ka fa si wee je njem ha na fa nọ na Delta state, and which is very bad. Now go ijekwa Delta state wee mewe alụ na ndị gburu Azuka from Delta state ka ha si wee je gbuo Azuka. So I'm a judge Mohela when I call indigenous of Asaba. Any onyo una uno from video picture ya na Abuja, so ijelefa werejija, arrest that person. That person is a criminal. Okuna afuna ka chibuze egwu atu chukwu kofu egbu si wee chọọ ije iwe ibulu agha jee na Asaba ka ewere gbube ndị Asaba na ka ha were terrorize Asaba, because for this guy ikwu wee say because ya oyi alikili leak, but for this boy ikwu wee say na onye gburu azụ na ndị gburu azụ ka from Asaba ka ha si wee je gbuo Azuka, so no ndị Asaba na ndị anọkwụkwa na Asaba gosiziwu ka Chukwu kefe egbu na ndị ochie kpụrụzie terrorist fa jee Asaba wee gbube ndị mmadụ. Achọrọ m ime ka ụmụ ole SOWORE nwee idea what is happening. Ụmụ SOWORE biko ọwụ na anụ asụsụ nna asụ jee ji onye ya akọwala gị ya, because nọ nke m after all ndị Yoruba niile na-eme fim ndị Yoruba ha anaghị asụ English. Ihe a ji eme fim ndị Yoruba wa asụsụ Yoruba, and anyị na-enene ya and anyị na-eme ya understand. So biko ana m ayọ gị SOWORE, make sure that na mara that your friend Chukwu kofu egbu, because he's your friend, nwere evil plan against you, against this protest. Yana nke a na-akpọ udene. Biko no mara ka ihe esi wee report these two guys and their members, because ife ndị a ya eme awọkwa obere ife. SOWORE, this message ejikwana ihe egwu odo nwere ife ya eme because ụjọ ji ha. This ijele mbosa nke ya amadat na ọ na-atụ egwu because you can't see him that day. You can't see him that day. Mana biko na ndị ba si emara ife ya eme, make sure na ibifuru security. Make sure That's not security enough right there. Will it can stop all these evil people? Then nda Asaba. Ọwụna na anụrụ ife ndị akwụla ebe a ka m kpọọ ya ọzọ. Ọwụna ndị Asaba anụkwala anụ ihe ndị akwụla ebe a ka m kpọọ ya ọzọ. Ndị Asaba geenụ ntị and ọwụrụ na-taking this thing serious. Amara that na unu achọgo ka ana Asaba wụrụ sọnsọ ọbara. Geenụ ntị.
Usually Bonina, my brother, this my brother Kuluofu, he said a lot of things about what's happening in Southeast. But it's not a if you record what happened in the past, some of things that happened in Southeast, even Honorable Azoka, people that killed him, it is same from Delta. They came from Delta, Asaba.
Unu ọnọrọ ya ndị Asaba, ndị Ọgwashi Ukwu na ndị gburu Azoka na Anambra steeti from Asaba kafasi meaning na has no ndị Asaba kafawo ndị na-eme this meeting na na-akpọ message ebe ahụ. This voices is na WhatsApp group Chibuzo Egwu Atọ and the CHUKWU of Egbu. All na about ndị admin na this WhatsApp group. If and then about how to actually encounter protest. SOWORE na prepare with the Nigerian citizen for release of our leader Mazen and Kano because on the name of the protest. SOWORE is in Nigeria. Nduni na abeso for that protest. If no forget the NSA interchalisi, Hanchani na undo Nigeria. So nyaka na agwa SOWORE ndị Asaba. Here plan otu esi we destroy here the protest. And another thing, ndị na-achọ otu esi we kpọpụtara ụnụ their terrorist group na Asaba ka ha terrorize ba gbuwe ndị Asaba gbawune ndị mmadụ ọkụ otu afa si emie na Okigwe, otu a si emie na part of Anambra state, otu a si emie na part of Enugu state. All plan ndị a because for ndị a isi na onye gburu Honorable Azoka otu fa si ikwu wụ from Asaba ka ha si wee bịa na ndị anọkwụkwa Asaba. So the fact ha kwuru ha chọziri ka terrorize ba Asaba gbuwe ndị Asaba gbawu ndị Asaba ọkụ send ndị Asaba to IGP camp. Geenụ ntị ka mkpọkwu ya ọzọ before ya pụọ.
Their terrorism towards that our brother. So I can include Nda Asaba because most of people who are that Honorable Azoka. If no more Anambra Boienu, most of them made that attack from Asaba.
You see, na fire na include ndị Asaba. Ha ya etinye ndị Asaba na their agenda. They will include ndị Asaba. Na fire etinye ndị Asaba na agenda fa because no one watch ya na ndị gburu Honorable Azoka. No nwere onye Anambra si na ya automatically na ndị Asaba bịara Anambra steeti gbuo Honorable Azoka. Ọkwa CHUKWU of Egbu na ndị otu ya na-ekwu yara nke a na-akpọ udene ejiri ijere were malụ. Ọkwa na WhatsApp group fa ka distance wee likie na na-ege ntị.
All of them MF arrest from Asaba. Onwere ebe Anambra ka MF arrest mo Imo State. So Asaba dị okwu safe.
Okay.
Most of them na Asaba kita. They dem operate na Anambra and Imo. Okwu our brother kwụ, we are all one. You understand? So I can both. I have Igbo because ometim ometuano. So you can include the Delta State. Because in Anambra, when I am the Delta, no very close. I am that no very close. That Delta, you go at CHUKWU, Oblio Kitty.
Now, can this man na akposi obodo ba ye face. Eba ye bido me attack. Eba ye say the terrorist group fa. Wole nuntu unu meloche because from the reason why n'ifefa na-ekwu okwu a ji wee bata na ya ebeba na-anọ akpa nkata obodo ya eme attack eje mee ya attack na ha mapụgo data state and the data state amapụgo data state and data state amapụrụ akpọgo afa the town eye ebidogodo na ya na-ege ntị
because ometim ometuano. So you can include the Delta State. Because in Anambra, when I am the Delta, no very close. I am that no very close. That Delta, you go at CHUKWU, Oblio Kitty,
Iseluku.
I na fa gbala okay. I na fa na make ifesi nso ụwa.
Na ba yili
Mandi
nne
ibuzo.
ibuzo.
So I was include because most of them now see right from that bridge across the back. I didn't abadi. It's called bridge about to come operate now. She back there.
You see now.
So I was include my brother. I respect your opinion. I munu include because soon was super. I change ne kwa. Rapuna enwe gets divide. There's name south and southeast. All of us are one. You understand? Thank you very much. That's my suggestion.
Beacon. Onye Maharrison, wole this message, send the Harrison. We are na agwọ nọkwa n'akịlịka. Chibuze Gwatu, udene na ndị terrorist gang group ibie, amapugo Asaba to go and destroy. Ha amapugo Asaba to go and destroy. The reason I eji wee ba Asaba na ndị bulu Azuka o from Azuka Asaba ka ha si. And na ndị anọkwa Asaba na ndị na-terrorize Anambra State na-esi Asaba bata famecha na Asaba ha na-achị ha mecha na Anambra ha na-achị Asaba. So na-eme Asaba include na ndị na-terrorize. Ndị Asaba ife nna-achị ime ka unu malụ. Onye ọwụ na mara ka unu esi wee hie aka na abọ n'anya. Number 1, ịma ka unu esi wee monitor ndị nọ na be unu. Ngozi ọla bụ Gworo Fulani nwere kampụ na Asaba bụ na ekwubugo m. O nwere kampụ that place. The place anyị esi wee pụta na terrorize ndị be unu awụkwa problem ka ọwụ. Because Ngozi Olabeze build a powerful camp na Asaba. So, unu ya di very, very careful. Unu ya di very, very careful. Unu ya di very, very careful. Because unu wele this thing, bachi aka, imane ye bido welezie, ndị Asaba. When organ fanatum, but na hancha niile na organ traffic. All of them on organ traffic. And the Chineke anyị anụkwa n'ọgụ nke o jiri wele wuru Chukwu iji wee mee ka this voice wee leak from their side. Ha nwere meeting ha na-eme ndị nọ na group anọ na that meeting. Chibuze Gwatu and Ijele wunde na control this WhatsApp. Hang asọsọ mmadụ na-aba wa only admin nọ na this WhatsApp. And I gwara afa that no source of nwa na-abụ ye na-agwa fifi ya eme. Mgbe ọnwụ na ma adịkwala onye adimi ọnwụ na fa ya emekwa ka fa malụ. So n'ọnya so n'ọnya onye ọhụrụ na-asa anya mmiri ọkachasị ndị Asaba biko na ana m ayọ unu onye ji kọntaktị Harrison sendele ya this voice ọ dị very very important. Onye ọhụrụ ji voice Harrison onye ọhụrụ ji Destiny Okocha maka onye Asaba ka ọwụ sendele na this voice ka ọ marakwa na ka ọ mara ka o yesi wee protect their land n'aka this criminal call Chibuzo Egwu n'aka this criminal call CHUKWU of Egbu. Onye ka nsị ka mbịa tọọlụ ụnụ ka ụnụ nụ then ife mmemme mma akpọghachi mma akpọ this voice again ma ekwu okwu ka ụnụ gee ka the voice si wee bido geenụ ntị.
Hello, my people, I greet you. Good afternoon from Nigeria. It's 4:25 here. The person that posted this in now is Ngozi. Like you know, we are both members of admin here. So anything you see from him and I are the only authentic things. Then if we add any other admin, we will announce it. Like the whole breakdown is self-explanatory if you come down and read it, but I'll just run it through a little bit. We are going to bring 4 people from all these from the 5 states of the Southeast, and there will be people that have been affected. Either they've lost their family members, they've lost their siblings, or they lost something. Even people that they burn their businesses. We will choose 4 from each state and bring them to Abuja. Of course, we'll lodge them for 2 days. Then we'll also do a press conference. We want to do this on Thursday. We want to do the protest on Thursday, and if possible, we'll do the press conference Thursday. Then if we can't do both on Thursday, we'll do one on Thursday, do the other one on Friday. The press conference doesn't need much of people. It's just the banners and a couple of people and the victims. Kesh also will be there. I will contact him now. So I'm going to post one UBA account. I'm the one managing it. So if anybody pays money into it, you can send me the slip directly. If you want me to mention your name, I will mention your name and the amount. But if you want me to mention only the amount, I will still mention it here. So you come and confirm your payment. I'm not posting anybody's account details or personal details for security reasons, but we'll be seeing the names, like short names, the short forms of the person, and I will mention the time the money entered. It will be the document on the slip you sent, so everybody once we get our 4.125 million, that is 4,125,000. Once we get it, then I will announce it will stop. I will still keep announcing it on the Facebook because I'm going to come back later this evening. I've been busy, man. I'm having a headache over this plan. So let me post it now. Thank you, everyone.
Opposed to her account. That account Chizolom Harrison of Egbu. Chizolom Harrison of Egbu. Yeah, our account, bank account, UBA Bank, UBA. Then with the account number, which I even my back away back. But I got a money if you quick and won on with the account. Yeah, one Chibuzo Egwu waka. Na mala mo dog weji in the buy. Then again.
Ijele, thank you very much. And let's not forget, if somebody also have a suggestion, if you have a better suggestion on how to go about this, you can as well, voice it out or write it so we can work on this and see how success is going to be. So if you have a better suggestion on how to go about it, just put it here. Let's listen. Thank you.
On that, we will announce it. Like the whole breakdown is self-explanatory if you come down and read it, but I'll just run it through a little bit. We are going to bring 4 people from all these from the 5 states of the southeast, and there will be people that have been affected. Either they've lost their family members, they've lost their siblings, or they lost something. Even people that they burn their businesses. We will choose 4 from each state and bring them to Abuja. Of course, we've lodged them for 2 days. Then we will also do a press conference. We want to do this on Thursday. We want to do the protest on Thursday, and if possible, we'll do the press conference Thursday. Then if we can't do both on Thursday, we'll do one on Thursday, do the other one on Friday. The press conference doesn't need much of people. It's just the banners and a couple of people and the victims. Kesh also will be there. I will contact him now. So I'm going to post one UBA account. I'm the one managing it. So if anybody pays money into it, you can send me the slip directly. If you want me to mention your name, I will mention your name and the amount. But if you want me to mention only the amount, I will still mention it here. So you come and confirm your payment. I'm not posting anybody's account details or personal details for security reasons. But we'll be seeing the names, like short names, the short forms of the person, and I will mention the time the money entered. It will be the document on the slip you sent. So everybody, once we get our 4.125 million, that is 4,125,000. Once we get it, then I will announce it will stop. I will still keep announcing it on the Facebook because I'm going to come back later this evening. I've been busy and I'm having headache over this plan. So let me post it now. Thank you, everyone.
Anybody also have a suggestion?
Now, Chele.
Ijele Odogu, Ijele Bonine, I greet you, my brother. I'm seeing your handwork. Just that I was following your WhatsApp platform as of all these years back. Before the platform, I lost the phone and I lost those platform. I usually speak 1, 2, 3. I was following all the WhatsApp group. So I greet you, my brother. I'm seeing your good work here. Ikengo Roagu, Odogu Igbo, Ezigbo Nini. I greet you, my brother. My prayer is that God will continue to protect us here, protect both of you that are championing this cause and those that are fighting effortlessly to see that peace return back to Southeast. Please, I have an observation. People should not channel it just to the 5 states in the Southeast. Please, Delta should be part of it because we now we're based in Asaba. So we are part of it. So people should not make it just the 5 states because majority of our brothers across, they are based in Asaba. So Delta is part of it so that we should play our own role and partake. So this thing is a general something that everybody that wants peace should partake in it. So all of us have our own little way of contribution and everything. So please don't channel it, don't end it just by the 5 states in the Southeast. No, extend it to Delta, please. I'm interested in whatever that is happening there because it has been my prayer this while. Because I know what our brothers are passing through in the Southeast there. It has not been easy because of one Ifulefu that called himself Nnamdi Kanu. You just wake up one early morning and you want to disorganize the Southeast just for your own selfish reason, not for any other thing, just to be living high life. Yeah? Making people miserable for your own selfish interests. Thank God that people are beginning to see the truth because at the earlier stage when we started this struggle, I was speaking against it. They said because we are APC, we are this, we are Buhari. From Buhari now, they say we are Tinubu. But you see, lies can only take time, but the truth will always prevail. So I thank you, my 2 brothers. So I'm following up whatever that is happening here. So please extend it. Let those from Delta to partake in it wherever you are. There are people that are not able, but they will be interested in whatever we are doing. That want the betterment of our brothers and sisters. They will support us. So please, let's don't channel it to lay Southeast. So that's my own contribution. Thanks, everybody, and good night.
Ijele Igbo niile, my brother, This my brother Kuluofu. He said a lot of things about what's happening in Southeast. But it's not a if you record what happened in the past, some of things that happened in Southeast, even Honorable Azoka, people that killed him, it came from Delta. They came from Delta, Asaba, to perfect their terrorism towards that our brother. So I can include Nda Asaba because ometi imi ometu ọnụ. Icheke most of people bula that Honorable Azoka. If no nwere no na Anambra ma onye n'Imo, most of them made that attack from Asaba. And all of them MF arrest from Asaba. And what ebe Anambra ka MF arrest mo Imo State. So Asaba dị okwu safe. Most of them na Asaba kita. They dem operate na Anambra and Imo. You know, okwu our brother kwu, we are all one. You understand? So I can both. I have ndị Igbo because ometụ imi ometụ ọnụ. So ekwesị include ndị Delta State because in Anambra anyị na ndị Delta no very close. Anyị na ndị Asaba no very close. Na Delta CHUKWU, Obliokiti, Iselu Ukwu. Anyị na-fa gbala oke. Anyị na-fa na-emekọ ife si nso ụwa. Ma ndị Ibuzo. So ekwesị imere include because most of them now still from that bridge across. So the back Abadi, it's called bridge Abataka operate na chekwa back there. So ekwesị imere include. My brother, I respect your opinion. Munu include because unu wasokwa. Anyị chenekwa. That na enwekesi divide. There's no south and southeast. All of us are one. You understand? Thank you very much. That's my suggestion.
So making sure that this message become lulu ndị Asaba ntị ha nwee ike ikpochibefa against these criminals, against these organ harvesters, or against these terrorists. Ka ha hapụkwa ịgba nkịtị. Then I apụọ from here ka anyị gaa nụ na obi tọrọ m ụtọ nke ukwuu ka anyị ga-enu ntị ebe a.
Introduce to you today SOWORE, the last man standing.
A na-agba mbọ na-epush ka emeke sure na this protest enweghị isi. They are pushing, meeting after meeting, meeting after meeting. Hey, ọ dị egwu, ọkụ dị over. I never see this kind of thing. A nwere mgbe nnọgide nsị, it is showing ya mere na Bible. Ihe na-eme n'kịta. Ihe na-eme na Bible m kwuru ekwuru m yesterday na Jizọs si na ọnwụ na aya enye m ofufe na ya eme ụmụ anụmanụ nọ n'ọhịa ha akpọ isi ala nye ya kwado ya. Rishon ọhịa na-eme ebe ndị Igbo enweghị ike stand like ndị Igbo. Ebe ndị Igbo enweghị ike ikwu okwu like ndị Igbo. Ebe ndị Igbo enweghị ike izo onwe fa like ndị Igbo. Ebe ndị Igbo enweghị ike stand yes na anyị nwere mmụọ nwere iwu Igbo. Anyị awa akpọkọ ofe ejela anyị njem were ofu obi na anyị elezi somebody from another tribe ka ọ bịa zọpụta n'Igbo. And anyị emere ihe a. Chineke lezie SOWORE ife ọ sọrọ fafa kwuwe against him. Ife asịrị ọ sọfa na-akụ, they can never stop it. Afụrụ Chidi apụtago mee Aloy Ejimakor interview. Neke na anya ka Chidisi we nọrọ mgbe ọ na-alọghị na-ekwu okwu. Ịma na that man the highest evil enwelu. Not behind ihe niile na-emenu. And that chid, oh my God. I wish that our people will open their eyes and know what is going on and know what is coming. Ijigbu na eziokwu. Geenụ ntị. And the more likely the way Showole si eje njem a. I like the way Chineke si wee mepe Showole mmụọ nya o wele fu that na onye ya another way o nwere ike isi wee beat these people. Ọ chọrọ ijiri ndị Igbo niile ogu n'ọfọ. And I like him ya. I like him ya. O nwere onye Igbo nọ na Abuja now just nyama about this protest. This man bring himself out. Neje ebe niile ndị Igbo nọ. Na agwafa na ekwe na ife enye oye eme onye ọnwụ napụta na na-ege ntị. And another thing m gwara fa nna agwa ndị ụchụ all the zombies. Nna agwa Ngozi Orabugwolo Fulani commander in chief of terrorists na criminal ibie otu a ka Biafra yesi wee rise here one day by surprise. To be sincere to you. Ndị niile na-ebu amụma afro nke a na amụma. Enwere onye buru nke a na amụma. Nobody. Ndị na-afụ ụzọ. Ndị agapelon. Fabro this one. Ndị Yahweh. Yahweh afro nke a. Mma agha Jizọs. Eburo nke a. Mana ị na-afụ na enye Ngozi poison gbuo nya. Mana eforozi that na Showole that Chineke use Showole protest here for the ladies of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You don't see this one. Nane Gente. Showole is a great man. I don't like this man before. I hate him. But also surprised me. O mezuru m okwu ahụ. That now Chineke eji your worst enemy will save your life. Or the very important. Again. And I like him ka aloye ejimako si we woputa onwe. Woputa no onwe. Na-ekenekwa me ka anụ ke na-aṅụ ala nnie. Ana m ekenekwa me atrisi oseje. Owozi ahụọnụ edi ahụọnụ a. I like kwara m ihe o mere. Onye mbezuto onya ma nọ ndụ mere riru kwa mpete na-azụ akarịa. Ndị ogbu mak zọma akarịa. Na na-ege ntị.
The brain behind free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. He's a very courageous man, very courageous, very gutsy. Yes, he's a man of strength and conviction. Yes, and he's someone that is well known here to everybody and is a friend of all. Yes. Like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he stands for the downtrodden. Holy, 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 holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, 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 holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior.
Umunne m anọ n'ikuku na anọ life. And the life I are very, very important. Okay, join ya. Because I am make it go here, at least they leave the most important message. I will give them the most important message. So, can I join any kukuna life? So, umunnem, you know, the legua, hurry, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Oh, no, friend, one anything Ngozi Orabugwolo Fulani na control. Do you hear somebody call his name? The answer is no. Nobody know this woman. Or just propaganda on social media. Let us join Ikuku no Majan. I join Ikuku now. MSCA. Oh, not time on the can reply. I'm go 247. I'm going. I'm not you. Opota so I continue na-echie ka ọpụta before anything na-eche ikuku nna ka anyị livolo ka anyị ga-enu ibe ugo 247 kwuru then anyị ewele continue chelenu okwulu okwu and adị m happy n'okwu okwulu abịakwa m ịgbawo adamanụ ugo 247 agbawo again mana ọ gwakwa m okwu ma like ha samia mana okwu okwuru dị mma. Always
Conference League. Laughing.
Get question. And my question be say, all this propaganda, where would they see, where would they hear, where would they perceive, na true, I've been a lie. How somebody go open mouth say in the conduct governorship election for Biafra land, when you know say you know even possess one family, one household, you know they in charge.
okay.
Nothing.
Okay,
You see, the thing where they vex me be say people too blind to see the truth. Everybody worked together, rallied together around this person to see, say we walk to the truth. But she kept turning them to lie. Every evidence don't show you, say, you have been rejected by all the leaders. Nnamdi Kanu no recognize you. Simon Ekpa no recognize you. Everything, when I come talk, say, she know they follow Simon's instruction or template. The gullibles, go up na social media. You that don't even know anything about Biafra. You that is not interested. It's just a shame that all of you open una mouth to say una no be Biafra freedom fighters. Una no be freedom fighters. All of you said them. All of you talk them. All of you said it. That una no be freedom fighters. How come now una know something where freedom fighter no know? Una know they ask on ourselves question. You know be freedom fighter, but you are against the freedom fighter. Who they deceive who now?
Who they deceive who?
Declare yourself a freedom fighter, so you go there talk to the people as the liberator, not be as a blogger. Come out as a liberator, not be blogger. So Ngozi Orabeze they organize a governorship gubernatorial election for Biafrans. Una no know who be una candidate. A month to carry out the election. Una no know who be una electoral body. Una no know who be una electoral chairman or INEC chairman or whether una go carry Mahmoud to put. I don't know. Una no know till now. Una de mugulize una self every. How long una go mugulize una self to understand say una don't become mugu? We have been in there. We pushed to see say everything work. Somebody will be saying a lie from morning till night and a lie she sabi lie. Nothing.
Okay.
Go, you see, I take out my time. Can't go investigate who this person be. She never lead any organization, any group of persons where she lead. Even two people put together she lead where she succeed. Now to scatter she be. Good time. Good time. Flexer. Na gari club from club to club. Ihe gejachi Biafra. Ihe geje wete Biafra. After they deceit, lies, they deceive people.
No be
I
me
am
talk
so
am
sorry for
o.
those gullibles that are being deceived. Anyway, I know why. Because she sends you all money. She sends you money. If Adadorama no come out to contact say she give her money, why did she give Adadorama money when we came back from Finland? What did Adadorama do for them? And we are here fighting again Kere for paying people. She go from back and go the bad Adadorama. So that Adadorama go stand, they defend them even if she do bad. You know, they say, Adadorama get the spirit where they possess her. When that thing possess her, you don't even want to know who you be. I know they praise Adadorama. Adadorama, I know they praise you. You know, say, our own, no, you know, enter because you no get control. So the thing we say, you give Adadorama money. What in the money be for? What in it be for?
He giving me money.
You see what in I hate. When you come make me to fight somebody where you know say that person better person, you know so get better.
Ụmụnne m ka anyị banye n'ikuku na-apụtago. Anyị banye ọpụtago emeze anyị adreesị Ugo in a love way o. Anyị adreesị not in a.
One is that we're friends, and that we've been friends for a long time. In fact, I was one of the few people through Sahara TV that interviewed Nnamdi Kanu when he was relatively unknown, before he was arrested the first time. And I met him in 2019 in New York, had a conversation about the struggle for his people, and we struck a friendship then. And I was here in Nigeria, myself, held up by the Nigerian government when he was extraordinary rendition from Kenya. In fact, I was one of the few people who ran to court by the time he had been taken to the DSS detention, where he had been deposited before, after he was kidnapped from Kenya. So, but the most important thing is that I understand the nature of justice, fair hearing, his constitutional right. And it is in his own case that you can say that he's presumed guilty and he's trying to prove his innocence, which is very sad. If you look at how long it has taken for all these court processes to take place, you know that Kanu's fate is not in the hands of the judiciary. If a decision was taken today by the owners of Nigeria to let him go, the judge might sit in the middle of the night and let him go. And by the way, on my way here, something happened.
Of course, welcome once again, my wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world, listening to this very live presentation this very evening. Today's date is 13th of October 2025. And the time right now is exactly 5 minutes past 8 p.m. in the land of CHUKWU, in the land of Biafra. Wherever you are joining me from, it is your live presentation. And of course, it is 5 minutes top of the hour, irrespective of your time zone and your location. So you all are highly welcome to this very live presentation once again. Please, once you are here, endeavor to welcome others by doing the needful, because this very live presentation this evening is going to be one of a kind. This very live broadcast this evening will be one of a kind, and it's going to be very, very, very informative. So please, once again, welcome others as I welcome you, because every Biafran would love to listen and pay very close attention to this very evening broadcast because of the information that will come with it. We are today live and direct on our two YouTube channel, our main YouTube channel, which is Biafra Unite in capital letter, which we are still trying to get back to normal after a series of attacks and report against this very platform, but as God may have it, we are still able to have this very platform with us, no matter the problems that is, passing through. And we are also live on our sister channel, which is Biafra Unite TV. Let me confirm if our manager on Facebook has managed to hook us up on Facebook. Yes, we are also live on Facebook. Those who are following us on our, of course, our backup Facebook page, Biafra Unite Official, after our main Facebook page, Biafra Unite Television, was taken down by Facebook itself. We are live and direct right now as I'm speaking to you on our Biafra Unite Official Facebook page. And also, I believe we are also live on other genuine Biafrans who are also, fighting for the liberation of the Biafran people and, of course, propagating the gospel of redemption via their social media handles. So you all are highly welcome to this very live presentation this very evening. Once you are here, please endeavor to share and, of course, make sure that this very news goes to all the nooks and crannies of Biafra land, or should I say of the Igbo land, wherever, whenever. Now, moving forward, I welcome every one of you. I can see your names in the comment section. Because of time, we are not going to observe the routine, the normal protocol by, of course, welcoming you by your names. But I can see your comments. Please, you all are highly welcome. But as the broadcast proceeds, if you make any comment that, of course, attracts my attention, I will definitely bring it to the screen. You all are highly welcome. Now, moving forward with this very first video, and before we even continue with this very video and the other video, which is going to be our focal point this very evening, I want to announce to everybody from this very start that Edi Afuonu, you all know the name Edi Afuonu. You all know the name Edi Afuonu, who has been the brain behind all the massacre of our people in Okigwe, who has been the brain behind the invasion of Okigwe, who has been the brain of forming the so-called new Okigwe Youth Vigilante Group, with the other one called Ebekuedike Ariakaria. Ebekuedike is in trouble. Ebekuedike is currently in trouble. I will be giving you the full details on our pre-recorded broadcast in the morning tomorrow. I would have done it this evening, but because of this very live broadcast, it's going to be impossible for me to do it, because if I do it, it's going to take a whole lot of time for me to finish the broadcast and post it, right? So I better come live first and then allow that very broadcast to be made tomorrow morning. It's going to be our first broadcast tomorrow, whether morning or afternoon, but definitely it's going to be our first broadcast. Edi Afuonu, Kama is currently catching up on him, and this is going to be a very welcome development, a very good news to all Biafrans and lovers of freedom, especially the people of Okigwe. I can't wait to see how happy Okigwe people will be when they will get the full details of the situation of Edi Afuonu, how Kama is currently catching up on him. So, without further delay, let us continue. Now, there is something that Omo Elisha already said here on in this video concerning. Let me play it. No need of explaining first. Let me play it.
And he's trying to prove his innocence, which is very sad. If you look at how long it has taken for all these court processes to take place, you know that Kanu's fate is not in the hands of the judiciary.
Did you hear that? Omo Elisha already said that we know that Kanu's fate is not in the hands of judiciary. We know that Kanu's fate is not in the hands of judiciary. that very statement is the bomb. We know that Kanu's fate is not in the hands of judiciary, because if Kanu's fate is in the hands of judiciary, I want to assure you that there is no way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be in detention up to today. There is no any Jupiter that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not released. In 2022, the appellate court, the second highest court in the entire Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In 2022, he was discharged. As a matter of fact, the court even went further to tell the zoo government to not only apologize to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but also compensate him for such heinous crime that was committed against him. A crime of kidnap and rendition is a state crime. It's an international crime against humanity. So the court told the zoo to do all this to please Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But what did they do? In return, they did not just continue the incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Rather, they even sacked those judges. They chased them. They divided them into 6 places and sent them to different locations. That is what you get in an unlawful state like Nigeria. Now, let us continue. Why I am pinpointing all this is because those who are thinking that somehow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will get justice in the court of the zoo, you must be joking. The earlier you understand that there is no justice in the zoo and join Omoyele Sowore in this very match, and this match may not end in one day. If the match is, of course, taking place on the 20th, and the zoo is still, there might be another match in the nearest future. Let us continue.
If a decision was taken today by the owners of Nigeria to let him go, the judge might sit in the middle of the night and let him go. And by the way, on my way here, something happened. President Tinubu just pardoned 82 people. One of them was Herbert Macaulay, Nnamdi Azikiwe, of course, Farouk, who collected bribe from Otedola, a cocaine dealer who was in prison for life, and a fraudster. So if you can pardon this array of people and several others, I'm not asking for pardon for him, but it's a time to let Nnamdi Kanu go.
Is there a lot of public support for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, or is that difficult to gauge?
Oh, it's unprecedented. You know, I've been fighting for his release for a long time. I used to attend all his court trials. Under Buhari, I was attacked several times. Each time I went to court, I was attacked physically by the DSS, police, thugs. But this time around, I'm surprised at the number of known traditional people, you know what I mean, who are in support of it. In fact, there was a poll put up by, you know, it's not a scientific poll, by Tunde Edno's page, who's a major Instagram influencer. And out of 17,000 people, 92% of them support the call for his release and the protest that's been planned for 20th of October.
I understand you've tried to contact many leaders in the Southeast to take.
Now, before we continue with this, you know, contacting many leaders in the Southeast, I saw a comment which is very, very important to highlight. And this comment is coming from Tonex Ogwejiofo. He said, the march, which is the protest, will spread in the whole nation and beyond. Those abroad, get ready. Now, I just said a few words right now that if after 20th of October and the zoo can visit baka, then another match could be taking place in the nearest future. And then this young man, or I don't know if he's a young man or elderly person, but Tonex made this very comment. Now, it is also important to note this broadcast is not about blaming anybody, but sometimes there are some things that you cannot take away. Sometimes there are some things you cannot take away. Like, let me say this. Omoele SOWORE, who is currently, organizing this very protest, which is going to take place on the 20th of this very month of October 2025. Omoele SOWORE is a Yoruba man, right? Now, so many people, although we will be addressing this part in the latter stage of this broadcast, we'll be addressing this part which I want to talk about now. So let me leave it at the moment. But if you are living in abroad, get ready also. You never can tell. It is time for the Igbo people to start taking things very seriously. These are the things that the likes of DOS members should be talking about. These are the kind of things that the likes of Uchechi Kano should be talking about. Am I talking about those who have given themselves titles in this current agitation? But lo and behold, after Mazi Simon Ekpa's unlawful imprisonment, illegal imprisonment in Finland, or even before his imprisonment, the arrest and detention, it looked as if those who said they are fighting for Biafra they did not only abandon the struggle, they also abandoned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everything became very quiet and down completely. But like as I said, we are not going to apportion blames to people, but there are some things you cannot ignore. So those who live in abroad and those who live outside Biafra land in the zoo, get ready. You never can tell. We cannot trust the zoo. Now, let us continue. I have a lot to say.
More public-facing action in support of Nnamdi Kanu's release. Have you been struck by their apparent lack of personal involvement and commitment to that cause?
I'm not shocked, because I think on your show I once declared that Kanu's predicament, his ordeal, is as a result of some persons in Southeast who took a decision that his release would jeopardize their political career and future. That I know as far back as when Tinubu freshly became president, because I was part of some conversation to release him. And they said at that time, Imo elections are coming. If it comes out, APC might not win. And subsequently, I realized that some of the communiques you said is just, word of mouth by day. When they go at night or when they meet Tinubu, it's likely that they have a different position. And when I started contacting them in the last 24 hours, I'm shocked. Some of them that I used to be able to reach just switched off their lines. The ones I sent messages never responded. I reached out to Soludo, who who I know personally.
That's Charles
Tulu,
Soludo,
the
who's
governor of Anambra State.
right.
No response till now. I reached out to Alex Oti. Alex Oti used to be a columnist for Sahara Reporters, so I know him personally. No response till now. The only response I got was a nominal response that no, we shouldn't have dragged us the way you did. Reached out to Peter Obi, they said he's in Rome. But I sent a message that, you can behave as the Romans do too, just be part of this. But some have been encouraging. Senator Abaribe, I reached out to him, he responded, he said, I'm in on this. And I know that Abaribe suffered when he was a shorty for Kanu. In fact, I was sleeping on Abaribe's bed at the DSS in 2019, shortly after he was released, because he was shorty for Nnamdi Kanu. So the rep from his state at the National House of Rep also has signed up. A number of persons have signed up, some of them publicly, but there is no unified response from Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see that the Nigerian government is already pushing back because they've seen the response to be unequivocally in support of.
You see, he said three things here. Now, just within, he said three things, three different things, which I will be analyzing right now. And he said these three things within 10 seconds. Right? So I'm going to play it and pause. Play and pause. Because he said three different things in 10 seconds. And those three things are one of the most important reasons we are here this evening. You understand? Remember, this video which I'm playing is not even the main video that we will be talking about this evening. But there are so many information, and it's very, very imperative that we delve into those informations, of course, analyze them properly for everybody to understand what, or should I say, the current situation at hand. Now, pay attention, my wonderful people of Biafra.
Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see.
So now, he has said two things now. I don't know if you're following, but no problem. Don't worry. It's not your business. You understand the grammar, you understand the English because it's a simple English spoken word. But you may not capture those things. So it is our duty to analyze them for you. So what I want from you is your time and your ears. Now listen. He said that the message, the call that he made, the call that he put towards those who claim to be political leaders. But the one that got me mad is about those that call themselves priests. When I made the pre-recorded broadcast 2 days ago talking about this, I saw some people in the comment section, not only priests, including pastors. To be honest, I don't know what is the difference between priests and pastors. I believe that anybody who called him or herself a man of God or a woman of God is a priest. So long as you have that priesthood oil, in your forehead, you are a priest. Whether you are a pastor, you are a reverend father, you are a sister, whatever you are a priest. Especially when you are ordained. Somebody can correct me in the comment section, but this is what I know. This is what I believe. Now, these priests, be it pastor, reverend, whoever, Omo Elisha said here that it is a surprise to him that they are not responding, both the priests. You understand? And these are the people who have always been at the forefront with their microphone, claiming to be calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The time has come for them to do the walking, for them to show walking, not to do the talking anymore. Everybody had that mmiri. Ebuka Obi adago mmiri. I've been hearing his name on some of our Biafran broadcasters, but I don't really know what he did because I did not follow up. I didn't see any video from him. But I know I've watched his videos, several times where he pretended to be calling for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now he's mute. I don't know what he said recently because I've seen one or two, comrades showing his picture and saying few words about him, but I didn't see anything. I didn't watch video. Now, Farambaka, where are you? We need people like you guys now at the forefront. Somebody is leading. Somebody has brought out himself to lead. And my joy and my happiness is that he's not an Igbo man. I will tell you the reason why it is very, very imperative for a non-Igbo man or a non-Igbo person to lead this very struggle for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I will give you reasons. Now, other priests, they are all mute. I hope my voice is coming out clear. Please let me know in the comment section if my voice is coming out clear. Please let me know if my voice is coming out clear because I don't trust my network. So, this is the time that we need these people who call themselves men and women of God. It is time for them to come forward. If you do not come forward now, forget it. That means every other thing that you have been doing or saying about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fake. Eye service. Maramara niru gwampete nazo. Maramara niru gwampete nazo. Eye service. This is the time we need your presence. This is the time that we need your presence, not maramara niru gwampete nazo. Because your microphone, your call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on your microphone, on your pulpit with your microphone, cannot do anything. It cannot change the decision of the so-called politicians. But your action, your presence, your action speaks louder than your voice. So all the priests, men of God, women of God, this is the time for you to show walking. Now, Omoyele Sowore also said that the youths, ndị eji aga ije, ndị eji aba mba, the youths, not southeastern youths. I've said it during my pre-recorded broadcast that southeast is a political, concussion. Is a political concussion. We are not southeast. We are Igbo people. We are Igbo people. When you talk about southeast, then you can talk about the politicians, the likes of Hope Uzodimma, the likes of all those Soludo, them Alex Oti, them all those criminals. They are the owners of southeast because southeast is political. But when you talk about Igbo people, then you talk about us, the people now. And within the Igbo people, we do not regard these people, these individuals of Southeast. The likes of the, politicians, we don't regard them, we don't see them. Then when you talk about Biafran people, then you talk about the collective, you talk about the general Biafrans from all parts of Biafra land. So SOWORE said that we are behind him, and that is the reality. We are genuinely behind him. That is the second thing he said within 10 seconds. And then the last but not the least that hit me so hard is when he said that the government is now fighting back. Maybe this is where I will start addressing one of the things that made me drop the pre-recorded broadcast that I made a couple of hours ago, probably 1 or 2 hours ago, when I said that the 20th October protest to Asorok, led by SOWORE for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is not a Biafran protest. Now, let me say this, for avoidance of doubt. Omoele SOWORE said here, you can see, let me play it before we proceed, because what I want to say now is very, very critical. Very, very critical. And I want all of us to pay attention to this.
About persons have signed up, some of them publicly, but there is no unified response from Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see.
He also mentioned religious leaders and traditional rulers. All those political egoists, if you do not show up now, forget it. Remember, the main topic tonight, there's another video which will be playing very soon. But the main topic tonight is to let us know why it is the best decision, the best news, the best scenario, the best moment, the best thing that the leader of this Free Nnamdi Kanu protest is not an Igbo man and has nothing to do with Biafra. That is our main topic tonight. We are going to discuss it properly, analyze it properly. Now, there is something that I want us to pay attention here before we proceed. Listen.
The Nigerian government is already pushing back. Some political leaders or traditional rulers or even the religious priesthood there, which many had expected would happen. But a lot of young people have signed up to this, and you can see that the Nigerian government is already pushing back because...
Did you hear that? He said, you can see that Nigerian government is already pushing back. Because of what, my brother? Can you please complete it?
They've seen the response to be unequivocal in support of the release of Nnamdi Kanu at this time. I don't think they were expecting that such a response would be so favorable and swift.
You see, the reason why the so-called government of the zoo is pushing back is because they have seen the support. People are supporting people are lending their voices unequivocally in support of this very march for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because the government of the zoo thought that people are going to distance themselves from this call. Now, listen and listen very, very attentively. This is one of the reasons Finland found it very, very easy and simple to jail Mazi Samonep and Joko. But I want to assure us, by the special grace of God, we mark today's date, 13th of October, 2025. 13th of October, 2025. I want to assure us, CHUKWU site n'ike Chukwu okike abịama. I'm telling us today, site n'ike Chukwu okike abịama, na Maazị Simon Ekpa Njoku ya enwere onwe ya. Site n'ike Chukwu okike abịama, ifuru nga anụ wee nyere ya ọmansa avụ ya, and anyị akwụ ya ka ya na-akpọ ya, ọ bụ onye pakịrị ngwa ya akpọ ya dumorage. Anyị akwụ ya ka ife nke dị ọra nem echefugo m ya n'olu oyibo uche na-abịa rotelunum ya na comment section ka leta bụ ile ka ife a na-akpọ ya, ka ife a na-akpọ onye, when you delay somebody, onye itinyelu onye email ife ọjọọ delay ya if allegation ebubo iboli ya bụ ebubo ụgha, ya na-akpọ ya damages. Yes, damages. Ikechi Nonso, thank you, God bless you. I acquire damages. Site na amara Chineke. Compensation, thank you, Obieze. Compensation, Chinex, thank you, Izu, thank you. I acquire damages or compensation. Site na amara Chineke bi n'eluigwe. I'm telling you today. Mark today's date. Mark yanu date 13th of October 2025. Site na amara Chineke. I acquire compensation. Yotago. Now, the reason why, the main reason why it was very, very simple for the Finnish court and the authority to put Mazi Simon Ekpa behind bars for 6 years is because his people abandoned him. We called for protest. The call for protest was used for propaganda on social media. It was ridiculed. Ridiculed to the maximum. People were, discouraged from attending that protest. Which message did we send to Finland? We sent a message to Finland that this man does not have anybody, that this man does not have support, that we do not support him. No matter the social media wars and propaganda, if you cannot show up, you cannot show up. There is reason why people say action speaks louder than voice. If you cannot show working, forget it. Your social media propaganda and banter cannot move mountains. It can only educate people, but it cannot move mountains. I'm telling you the truth. When Finland saw that this man, nobody standing for him, nobody from his tribe, from his people, from where he come from, the only few people who came that protest is not enough to, to shake the foundations that be, to shake the powers that be. We left them with no option than to jail him for 6 years. If you look very well, you see that 6 years is not for terrorism. True, if you want to be truthful, 6 years is not for terrorism. Because there is no way you jail a terrorist for 6 years. It's not possible. A terrorist should be getting either life imprisonment or death sentence. So Mazi Simon Ekpa that they jailed for 6 years, it's not because of terrorism, because Finland knows that he's not a terrorist. He's a freedom fighter. But by the time his people abandoned him, nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. So they will please their collaborators, Nigeria, and their, of course, their allies like Britain. They will please them because there's a serious pressure on Finland. And we allow that to happen. So Omo Election said that the zoo government is now pushing back because they are marveled of the kind of response this call for protest is receiving, and it has been massive all this while, not only from the Biafran people, but also from the Nigerian people. And Nigeria government has no other option than to push back. And how have they been pushing back? They have been pushing back by sponsoring some individuals, especially those from the so-called Southeast, the Igbo people. Those with Igbo names and Igbo language. But who is going to verify if truly they are Igbo blood? Who will verify? Who is going to verify? There's no how a woman who is married will get pregnant and come to tell the whole public that this pregnant is not for my husband. It's not possible. The likes of Joe Ibokwe is being used by the zoo to push back. The likes of Joe, what is the other Joe? Jovica is being used to push back. These are Joe. We are going to blacklist this name called Joe very soon in Biafra land. We will blacklist it. Nobody is going to bear that name again, Joe, in our land, because it's a name for saboteurs. It's a name for saboteurs. They are using the likes of Udene, the one that was once deported from Turkey. And since he was deported from Turkey to Nigeria, Abuja has been his home. They are using the other one that lives in South Africa with the Raska boy with dreadlocks. So they are using some very few unscrupulous elements to push back, trying to confuse and convince people not to attend the protest. You understand? Because they have seen the response from people, and they have seen that the response is too massive, and they may not be able to control it. So they have to gather some willing tools in order for them to push back. Now, let us play this video for like few more minutes, and then we'll jump to the current video, which we want to talk about this evening.
So is this what you think is needed to push this Nnamdi Kanu issue over the line and perhaps change President Tinubu's view of Mr. Kanu, and not the sort of behind-the-scenes quiet diplomacy that has been going on since?
It's obvious that diplomacy cannot work. If it was going to work, by now it would have resolved the issue. I think they use the diplomacy or their proclamation about diplomacy to just make the public become a little lethargic about it.
You see? About what?
It's really so that nobody, oh, they're working on it, don't worry. Because we hear that a lot from Oti, who is the Abia State governor.
You see? Not only Oti. Soludo did it. When Soludo was newly elected as the governor of Anambra State, Soludo went to Abuja. He came back and started sharing pictures, claiming to have met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, claiming to have taken pictures with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and Ifeanyi Ejiofor supported him. Where they showed us Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's picture with Soludo with Atletico de Madrid JC. And I made a broadcast exposing that very, criminality, exposing that very concussion, that very lie. That no, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a die-hard Liverpool fan. We all know this. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will not take because he's now in the detention, and then you bring him Atletico Madrid jersey, he will put it on. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man of principle. I said, no, something is wrong here. Something is fishy. After that very broadcast I made, the following morning, Ifeanyi Ejiofor made a press release in support of Soludo, telling people to ignore the propagandists that Soludo actually visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You understand? So, a lot of them, even the last meeting they had at the Lion House in Enugu, where all the current 4 governors, sorry, not 4, 5 governors, the current 5 governors in the Southeast political zone, geopolitical zone. Remember, Southeast is political. It's not who we are. We are not Southeast. Southeast is political. We are Igbo people, not Southeast. Igbo people and Biafran people. So, their last meeting at the Lion Building, Enugu, Hope Uzodimma read the communique, how they have agreed to interface with the federal government for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I made a broadcast and I told you, no, go and watch. I told you, I was using that video and I told you, look at the facial countenance. Look at the facial countenance and the facial expression of Hope Uzodimma. I told us that this is a fallacy. This is fallacy. They are not serious. I said we are not going to stop because they are not serious. Because when you look at the Hope Uzodimma's facial expression while reading that very communique, especially at the very end of it, where they said in few days that they are going to interface with the federal government for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, then Hope Uzodimma smiled. He smiled. I told us, I said, I'm sure those of you who are watching, especially those who are watching from our main YouTube channel, because that is where, I think that is where we made that broadcast. I told us that this is a lie. I'm sure those of you, some of you will understand what I'm talking about because it happened in the public. Till today, for how many years now they had that communique? I think that communique happened in 2023. For 2 good years now, they are yet to have the interface, the interaction, or the dialogue whatsoever with the federal government for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we are still here. Yeah, I see some people, confirming what I'm saying in the comment section. Thank you for that.
Is working on this quietly. In fact, I was told in court about 2 weeks ago that he will be released on head grounds. They are convinced everybody, only for him to come to court and they kept changing the goalpost, as we call it. So I don't think diplomacy has to be a combination of actions. And one of it, I think, is going to be a public.
Oh no, why are you showing this man? This is old. Why are you showing this evil man here? Continue.
Loud public disapproval of his continued detention, and a protest would work, in my view, in that regard. And that's why I want these people who claim to want him to be released to join the protest. Yes.
Yes, they must join the protest. And I want to use this opportunity to ask any media house of Nigeria, please, whenever you people want to speak or talk or do anything about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, kindly stop showing us the faces of this man called Ifeanyi Ejiofor. You cannot tell me that you are living in Mars or you are living in Jupiter planet, that you are not here to know that the zoology, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sacked Ifeanyi Ejiofor on the grounds of incompetency, that he cannot, he's not competent enough to do his job. And that is the public statement. But we all know that the reason why Ifeanyi Ejiofor was sacked is because of betrayal. It's because of betrayal. But for the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention, he cannot be telling us, telling the public everything. He was sacked because of betrayal. But based on the official statement, he's incompetent because he is incompetent to defend his client. But it's strictly because of betrayal. So please, media houses of the zoo must stop using old videos, which includes Ifeanyi Ejiofor, whenever they are discussing the matters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Very, very, very important. I've said this before because of which media house was that? I think that was Vanguard. I made a comment. I said next time Vanguard will use Ifeanyi Ejiofor and that man called the so-called legal Iroko from Benin. I said I'm not going to read any news again from Vanguard. And the bill I say maybe they had that very broadcast, because since then I've not read any news about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Vanguard which they put the face of Ifeanyi Ejiofor. I've not seen it again. So let's continue, please.
Because when they have issues, they do protest. There's no major politician in this country has ever participated in the protest when their own private interests are at stake.
I was speaking to a group of Nigerian political campaigners recently, and they seem to think that mobilizing the Nigerian people for any kind of large-scale protest has become a sort of famously impossible thing to achieve. I mean, do you share that view?
Well, I don't. It's the same country in 2024 that Nigerians protested for 10 days straight in what was known as End Bad Governance struggle. Nigerians in 2020 did End SARS. It was a globally acclaimed resistance.
Well, to be fair, the End SARS was the last big protest.
Yes, but there was still a protest in 2024. It may not have been as big. What I'm saying is that, yes, there's been efforts to discourage Nigerians, and when you go out there and kill people and charge them for offenses that are very grievous in nature, you're likely to discourage a country in which you have 139 million people who are living in abject poverty. They just want to go out there and get whatever they can and survive from day to day, hand to mouth. So, but I don't think that is impossible. What has been impossible is the unity of purpose, because they have figured out how to divide us, along ethnicity. I remember in 2024, when we were planning bad governance protest, we included the release of Nnamdi Kanu in that protest. And Johannes Ndigo, when I issued a statement that they are not part of the protest. So maybe by now, we would have gotten Nnamdi released. So there's also a lot of tactics used by the Nigerian government to discourage people. And some of it is how they have made it open-ended to kill protesters, implicate them in crimes that are insurmountable. You saw in 2024 how they charged children for treason. It's never happened anywhere in the world before. So, but I think the consciousness around this is great. And I also think that in some ways, Nigerians always love when things are happening in other places. They love the replica of it. You notice that there's been a lot of chatter around Nepal, and Morocco recently. So maybe, that's also might be an inspiration.
Right, but I mean, are there lingering security-related things that are yet to be resolved around Mr. Kanu? I mean, can he, for instance, call on IPOB? I think he's called on them before, but again, to relinquish all forms of violence and all forms of threat to the Nigerian state. Will that be needed as well in order to convince the powers that be of Mr. Kanu's sincerity?
I think he made an open declaration in court where he said, give me 5 minutes if I'm released, I'm going to end the violence in the Southeast. He made the declaration in court last year. What else do you want?
So, based on the question that this man asked, it is very, very imperative to make this very, very clear once again, even though we have been saying it, but because that this very video is new and very, very recent, it is very, very imperative for us to, reiterate that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never been involved in any violent situation in the Southeast or in Alibo or Biafra land as a whole. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never been involved. I don't know if I can see that. I delete. Oh my God. Delete this news. Oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on 1 minute. 1 minute. I need to bring one news to the screen because of this very statement made by this man. It is very, very important to bring this very news. Let me release the audio while I bring the news.
Witness, the only witness that was presented in his case did not accuse him of any crime. He didn't say he found a gun on him or he was importing ammunition or weapons or had a grenade. He just said, well, he was making declaration that he wants Biafra. And I've checked the Nigerian Constitution, 1999 Constitution. There's nowhere it is stated that it's a crime to say that you want Biafra.
Yeah, well, I mean, you do have to, and not to sort of qualify what you're saying, but I mean, the person asking for a Yoruba nation is quite different from the Biafra issue, because Biafra, actually, there was a war in this country.
That's exactly what I'm telling you, that the laws are stacked against you.
That lasted quite some time. So in that context, and in that very narrow context, anything that appears to inflame that concept of, bringing back the memories of the war and all the things that happened, and in a sense threatening this country, is something that raises the hackles of people. But let me ask you this. I mean, you yourself have become a sort of master of the protests, if that can be described in polite terms. I mean, is that because you believe that
we proceed?
Over the years or over the decades, the mood of the times in this country has been politically dark and is getting darker?
Yes, I have always stated it that every president in Nigeria,
although my computer is hanging,
when Buhari left, everybody said this is going to be the worst. Nobody calling for the return of the Buhari regime. So that shows to you that.
Well, to be fair, I haven't heard a lot of people calling for the return.
I heard a lot of people who said.
Well, I mean, in preference to
it was Buhari's Naira.
Yes, I suppose in that sense, because the prices were lower. Yeah.
The same people also went and gave Buhari a rousing burial, so it doesn't look like they hate him. I was probably the only person who said, this guy don't deserve the kind of monumental, acclaim and cheerleading that followed his burial. But that's a conversation for another day, because it's no longer. But the truth is that the country is getting darker. The electoral process has become very Byzantine. Nobody believed that elections can deliver votes that bring about credibility, that they can be free and fair, and that it is the people you vote for that will get declared as winners of election. Of course, you've seen poverty. Yesterday, they said, this is from the Nigerian government, that from 81 million people who are in abject poverty, we have now moved to 139 million. That's the truth, either politically, economically, culturally, and socially.
The government is disputing those sort of World Bank figures, and they would say to you, I'm sure you've heard them say it very times, that your view of this country is particularly melancholy and despairing.
Well, they've always said that and I've never been wrong. They have been the ones who's been wrong. My position on politics, economy, in the way the justice system works has been, right. I remember in 2019 when I was arrested in the charge for treason. I made it clear. I said, nope, this is going nowhere. And that's what happened. One day they came and withdrew their charges. So when I said to you that elections are not free, fair, or credible, or that they are allocating votes, I'm not lying. When you look at it, you find out I'm right. So
no, I expect a lot of Nigerians would agree with you, your assessment there.
On the issue of Nnamdi Kanu that we're talking about today, I've always stated that this trial was not going anywhere, and it hasn't gone anywhere. And that's why we're asking them to stop wasting resources, time, energy, and emotions on this, because the DSS spent millions of naira to come and carry out this charade in court. They have to lock up every street just to come and seek an adjournment.
And would you say that that dark theme that you talk about, that kind of overshadows this country, has resonance for many Nigerians? I mean, you do have a huge following, but do they see this country as darkly as you do, and that sense that everything is about to explode?
They see it even more than I do. That's why they are living. That's why most Nigerians, whenever they have the slightest opportunity to leave Nigeria, you don't leave a place that is that's going to explode. I mean, that's making progress. You stay and wait for it to see the progress happen. If this place was promised land, people will be coming in. But because it is not, people are leaving, The only people that are left in Nigeria are people who are stuck in Nigeria. Now, probably people who are dinosaurs who can't go anywhere because they can't sense danger.
But you're not stuck in Nigeria, are you?
I'm likely stuck. This is my passport since January. But even if my passport was not seized, I'll be here. That's a decision I took a long time ago. Even though I have a right to move freely around the world, that I'm done with being, having a career in being, an exile or, being another person's country. Yeah, because why did we go there in the first place? We travel 12,000 miles just to go and drink drinkable water in America, enjoy electricity, drive on good roads, get good jobs, send our children to school. That's why we all leave this place. If we have that over here, nobody would be a second-class citizen in the UK or anywhere in Europe. Those are the basic reasons why we leave this place. We go and seek hospitals that work. We go and drive on roads that don't kill people. We don't want to live in darkness. We don't want our neighbors to cut our necks off because of insecurity. We don't want our police to jail us when we haven't committed any offense. That's the reason we leave. These are the basic reasons why Nigerians are living in droves. If those conditions are in place, people who have left will return by tomorrow. Some of them will return without taking a single bag of clothing to come back. But Nigeria has denied them that opportunity. And it is because of that darkness that is hovering over Nigeria almost perpetually, day and night, that people are living. That is their own way of expressing that things are not good here anymore.
Well, on that rather dark note, I want to thank you very much indeed.
The network has been very, should I say, my computer has been hanging, and it's quite unfortunate, but I think we are better now. So I want to show us something. My computer has been hanging for the past 5 to 7 minutes. It's quite unfortunate. So let me show us something. I don't know if it's going to continue to hang. I really don't know. I think I need to. Do I really have to, do I really have to refresh? I think I have to refresh. very, very difficult. Please stick around, stay tuned while we try, or should we continue? No, let me refresh because this is too much. Just a minute. Okay, I think it's better now. Yeah, I think it's better. All right. We are not going to read this in details, but yes, we are not going to read it in details, but we are going to show you the headline based on what the man said initially. Yeah? The reason why I'm bringing this to your screen right now is because of what the man said initially, before my computer started hanging. So he talked about violence. The man talked about violence, and I want to make it very, very clear to all and sundry that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has never for one single second involved himself in violence. As a matter of fact, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu abhors violence. Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu abhors violence. But he's a man, because of the love he has for his people, he's a man who cannot stand idly and watch his people being annihilated. You understand? And again, he understands the modus of operandi of the Zoo state. So he cannot in any way allow his people to be annihilated by the Zoo Janjaweed. So without further delay, you can see here, no weapons found with Nnamdi Kanu during 2015 arrest, DSS witness. This was on the 2nd of May, 2025. This is from the Nigerian witness, the person that they provided as a witness against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Made it very clear. You see the way God works in a very mysterious way that sometimes you may not understand how he works. Sometimes you may not understand how he operates. A man that you called to come and bear false witness against Nwachineke, against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, came and told the whole world that when he was arrested, we did not see any atom, any incriminating thing, no weapon found with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he's a Nigerian government and DSS witness. So for the man who was talking and asking about, unrest or, the, violence in a place they call Southeast, I want to let him know that it has absolutely nothing to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nothing whatsoever. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no business with violence. Those who are fomenting trouble in where you call Southeast, in Alibu, are the Nigerian agents, especially the police, the DSS, and the army. What the Biafran people are doing is self-defense, defending themselves. And you are not expecting the Igbo people to stay idly and watch their kinsmen being annihilated, being being eradicated by the terrorists in uniform, and you don't want them to defend themselves. You understand? You don't want them to defend themselves. It is in the public that when the IPOB members were protesting on the street 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, before Operation Python dance, it's in the public that they were mauled in cold blood by the Nigerian military, by Boko Haram terrorists in military uniform, simply because they were carrying placards and demanding for Biafra. They have been mauled in cold blood in different locations in Igbo land. And you're not expecting them to watch idly while their kinsmen, their fellow youths, are being mauled in cold blood. They have to defend themselves. And they cannot defend themselves with bare hands. They have to use the same thing that the terrorists in uniform, the terrorists in military uniform are using to annihilate them. They have to use the same thing. They have to find a way to get the same thing in order to use it to defend themselves, which the Biafran people are doing diligently. So it is not on Biafran people, it's not on us. It is not on Biafran people to drop their defense. It is on the Zoo government to withdraw and stop the annihilation of the Biafran people. These are very simple mathematics. Whether you love Nigeria as your darling nation or not, if you want to be truthful, you must concur with me, because this is the naked truth in the public. When they were annihilating the Igbo youths, both in Aba, Onitsha, Enugu, Iguacha, where you call Port Harcourt, Abakaliki, Olo, and other places, there was nothing like ESN. There was nothing like Biafra Liberation Army. There was nothing like arms. It was all about placards. So when the Igbo youths begin to defend themselves against terrorists or terrorism, against their existence, you don't blame them for defending themselves. So this is response to that very man. Of course, we now have to move to the main video that has brought us here today. Unfortunately, because of course my computer was hanging, we need to bring the video back because it was shared before, but right now it has disappeared, so we need to bring it back immediately. All right, here we come. Biko, if you are not following up, if you haven't liked or shared this very program, I want you to use this 1 second to do so. If you haven't liked it and you are supporting what we are doing, maybe you have forgotten, please use this very minute to do so. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. No matter where you are watching from, use this very minute to do so, please. Very, very important before we proceed. Now, today, 13th day of October 2025, Barrister Aloy Ejimako, Special Counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, in conjunction with Omoyele Sowore, visited, I think this is Wuse Market in Abuja, visited Wuse Market to, I'm not sure, but I want to believe it's Wuse Market, where the Igbo people are trading in Abuja. They decided to pay them visit. And the result was very, very awesome. The result was very, very massive. In fact, the turnout was very, very unbelievable. And this very visitation was unannounced. This very visitation was unprepared. If you look very well, you see that where they are is under umbrella. This is one of the umbrellas they use for business center. So there is no canopy, there is no stage, there is nothing. So it was unannounced visitation and unprepared. maka na ndị Igbo tụrụ enu si na ọ na-abụ afọ ife ka ubi ele ọba. So afọ ife ka ubi ele ọba. Now the Biafrans who are trading in Abuja, the moment they cited Barrister Aloy Ejimako and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team, including Omoyele Sowore, they had no option than to abandon whatever they were doing and troop out in support of whatever cause that has brought them to the market, because they know it has to be the matter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they see them as noble men. Right? So we are going to be playing the video. Even though you have watched it before, it doesn't change anything. We are here to analyze something. And remember, the main topic tonight is to address the lingering propaganda on the social media. Why must he be a Yoruba man that is leading the protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? A lot of people, or some people, some unscrupulous elements are carrying this propaganda. There's one that Dade Orama played the video the other day. I don't know his name, but I heard the idiot talking about Omoyele Sowore taking credit. It was completely unbelievable to see a human being who called himself an Igbo man, you know, making such comment. It was unbelievable. But you know, now that very day, you know, in this very situation, you are talking about who's taking credit. When you see the man you call your leader in the court of law, his body swollen, this man eats every blessed day. He does not exercise. Do you know what it means to eat without exercise? You don't walk out. You don't even walk. Ordinary walk from a particular place to another, you know, destination. You don't walk. You are in one bedroom, one single room. You are there. Year to year, you are there. You are not allowed to go out. Even other inmates are not allowed to see you. Therefore, you don't go out. You don't walk out. You don't walk. You don't see sun. The only time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sees sun is when they bring him to court. And now check how many times do they bring him to court in a year. In a year. Check how many times they bring him to court in a year. So if they bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to court, you know, 10 times in a year, that means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has seen sun only but 10 times in the whole of 12 months. Sometimes they bring him less than 10 times because they adjourn his case 3 months. So if they adjourn his case 3 months, 2 months minimum, that means Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may be seen sun 5 times or 3 times in a year. Only that alone is enough to accumulate illnesses in his body. You understand? Because he's not living at least the normal life, even normal life that inmates are supposed to live. Because inmates are supposed to be allowed to exercise, to walk around within the prison, you know, facility, do 1 or 2 things, receive sun and all that. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not allowed to do that. So when you see his condition, you see all the medical reports, yet you are fighting against a man who has taken it upon himself to stand and lead a protest for his unconditional release, and you are fighting against that very man, then something is not only wrong with you, but you are a saboteur. You are a saboteur. You are, you know, on the same level with the likes of Joe Vika, the likes of Joe Ibokwe, the likes of Chukwuka of Webu, and the Raska in South Africa. I usually hesitate to mention the irritating name of that idiot in South Africa, because I know him in person, and you know, I know he used to be a nobody. He's a nobody. I know he's a nobody. He can't speak when I'm speaking. So it's not because of Biafra now. I know Zineku Biafra, I'm Zineku, the idiot after Neku. Because I know Kuzoku Biafra. I know him in person. He may not know who is speaking, but I know him in person. So he is so, you know, irritated. It's so shameful to me to mention his name when I know that back in the days he can't speak when I'm speaking. Obviously, because now after I know everybody in the Kuzoku Biafra. So that's why if you follow, you will know very well that I don't usually mention his name, because I see him as a kid, I see him as a nobody, completely irrelevant and unscrupulous element. That idiot in South Africa, the rascal boy. So what am I trying to say here? Anybody who is fighting against this very protest, whether that person claims to be a Biafra agitator or not, that person is a saboteur. That is the gospel truth. Now, before we go on to play this very video, let me make it very, very clear. The reason why it is the best news so far, or the best news ever, that a non-Biafran, a non-Igbo man is leading this very protest is very simple. Very, very simple. When I'm done playing this video, I'm going to play us another video of what happened in America back in the days, 1990, 1991, and 1992. I will play on not only 1990, including 1993 and 1994 even. I will play you something to explain to you the reason why it is more important that a Yoruba man is the one leading this very protest. It is very, in fact, this is one of the best news ever. You know why? Because if an Igbo man is the one leading the protest, there are many things involved. How many of you know what is called Mpre? So I'm going to mention it. I'm going to call different names. When did I buy Mpre? When did I buy Mpre? When did I buy Mpre? When did I buy Kedi na akpoya like oye na echi igbu Mpre like Kedi funu na akpoya then they can in a comment section if you not na your own language, your own mother tongue. I can't say your own language because Igbo is Igbo. What do you call it in your mother tongue? So afanye asindi Igbo anara adem mana mpere. Eh? So somebody Sunday Sophie Ozamaka say mporohehe. Uju say mporofefe. Okay. Now listen. Afanya nara adem mana mpere. So if an Igbo man is the one leading this very protest, it would have been a problem. It would have been a very big problem. It will enable the zoo. I didn't say it during my pre-recorded broadcast. It would have enabled the zoo to shoot at sight, to maul the Igbos, because afanya nara dem mana mpere. Achonke got ya. Very, very simple. Na afanye anara dem mana mpere. Igbo ball for this protest, or they possible no ya ganiru. There is no any possibility no ya ganiru, or they possible. On whether you put yourself, nobody will come out. Even in the Igbo in Abuja, they will never come out. And then it will be tagged a Biafra protest. It will be tagged IPOP protest. And then they will be given an opportunity to massacre them. And nobody will be listening, nobody will pay attention to them. But when a Yoruba man is leading the protest, and there are many Nigerians from all corners of Nigeria that will be attending the protest, it is no longer a Biafran thing. It is not an Igbo thing. It is not an IPOB thing. It is not a Biafran protest. It has absolutely nothing to do with Biafra or IPOB. Are you getting me now? Even in the Igbo no way, and the Igbo bani, he will be fighting that Igbo man. He will be a target for elimination. He will be marked for elimination. But you cannot eliminate a Yoruba man. And listen, a Yoruba president or a Yoruba-led Nigerian military, a Yoruba-led Nigerian police, a Yoruba-led Nigerian DSS cannot attack a Yoruba man-led protest, because a Yoruba man cannot fight a Yoruba man under Nigeria. They can fight each other in Yoruba land in the southwest, but under Nigeria, in a matter that concerns Nigeria, a Yoruba man cannot fight a Yoruba man in a matter that concerns Nigeria. Their elders will come. Their elders will come out. Yoruba elders will come out. And once their elders come out, the matter is sorted. And the Fulani man-led government, a Fulani-led government, a Fulani-led military, a Fulani-led police, a Fulani-led DSS cannot in any way attack a Yoruba man, in a way, or as, or try to unjustly imprison a Yoruba man who is leading a protest or any organization which is not unlawful. Because of what? Number one is a Fulani-led government, army, police, or DSS does that. The Yoruba, people will come out for it. The Yoruba elders will come out for it. And the second thing, which is more importantly, is that the Fulani cannot allow their alliance with the Yorubas to be jeopardized. Fulani, the North, cannot in any way trade their alliance with the West, because this alliance between the North and the West is strictly against the East. Strictly, nothing else. The alliance between Fulani and Yoruba is strictly to make sure that Igbo man is completely kept under the equation, under the affairs of the zoo. Is completely kept under, not to see the light of the day. The alliance between the Fulani and the Yoruba is strictly against the Igbo man. There's nothing you can tell me. That is the reality. This, any other truth outside this is false, is fake, is a lie. The alliance between the Fulani and the Yoruba is strictly to make sure that the Igbo man is continuously being rendered useless and used as a slave, as a political slave in Nigeria. That is the simple truth. So the Fulani, the North, cannot in any way allow the alliance between the North and the West to slip because of any reason whatsoever. For any reason whatsoever. Because the North knows that if the West and the East strike out a deal to work together, then the North is a goner. Fulani is a goner because they cannot do it alone. That they have been succeeding since is because of their alliance with the West. So a Fulani-led government and a Fulani-led army, police, and DSS cannot in any way destroy a Yoruba man who has not committed a crime, especially when that Yoruba man is well known and recognized like Omoele SOWORE, because they know it's going to jeopardize the relationship between the North and the West, and thereby giving an opportunity for a new relationship, a new alliance between the Igbo and the Yoruba, and the Fulani and North cannot stand such, alliance. They can't stand such relationship. Are you paying attention now? So there was a reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wanted to create an alliance between the Igbo and the Yoruba when Sunday Igboho was powering. And when Samanapa came in, he wanted to maintain that very alliance. But unfortunately, they used Tinubu to destroy that very alliance. They knew the reason why they allowed Tinubu to win. They knew the reason. And you saw what happened. Immediately Tinubu won, Yoruba nation now died a natural death. The moment Tinubu became the president, Yoruba nations now died a natural death. You understand? So, and that is exactly what the North wanted. So, for a Yoruba man to stand to lead this very protest is the best news ever that has happened to an Igbo man. Because when a Yoruba man leads the protest, then every other Nigeria will join, including the Northerners, especially the young ones, the youths, who have been dying in poverty and craving for justice in Nigeria. Those who have seen the government negotiating with the terrorists, known terrorists, giving them deals, integrating them into Nigerian military. And these Northerners, these youths that their lives have been in danger for decades, are watching this, seeing it with their own eyes. They don't need any other person to come and analyze any truth to them. They have to join because they know what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for. They have to join a Yoruba man to protest for his release. That's why I told us during my pre-recorded broadcast that this very protest has absolutely nothing to do with Biafra or IPOB. I've seen some unscrupulous elements and highly compromised idiots and criminals who portray themselves as Biafra freedom fighters, including in the current Biafra situation, who have been issuing press releases and statements, including memos. It is very, very imperative to make it very, very clear that this protest has nothing to do with Biafra or IPOB. It is all Nigerians, all Nigerian youths who are coming together to seek justice for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for downtrodden. For downtrodden. Are you paying attention? So, let us play this very video before we proceed. Very, very important. This happened today, 13th October 2025.
To introduce to you today, SOWORE, the last man standing. The brain behind MMK October 20. The brain behind free Martin Nandekano. Is a very courageous man, very courageous, very gutsy. Yes, he's a man of strength and conviction. Yes, and he's someone that is well known here to everybody and is a friend of all. Yes. Like Martin Nandekano, he stands for the downtrodden. Holy, holy, he stands for holy, holy, holy. Nandekano is another savior. Holy, 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 holy. Nandekano is another savior. SOWORE stands for justice. Yes. He stands strong in defense of the downtrodden. As far as we are concerned, right now, Martin Nandekano is a downtrodden. Because he's being detained illegally, he's being persecuted in a very passionate way. And at this juncture, having said all that, I'm going to hand over the microphone to the man of the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, please, Mazin Iche Igwe SOWORE.
Once again, I want to thank all of you for the great reception. My name is Ngozi SOWORE. Okay. Yes. Our job here today is very simple. We have tolerated the detention of Nnamdi Kanu for too long. We are not going to stand. Please. We are not going to stand by while one of us is put down perpetually by a system that encourages other people to do even criminal things and award them immediately. We are all aware that yesterday, 3 days ago, they were pardoning murderers in this country. Yes. They were pardoning the most notorious kidnapper. Yes. One of the most notorious kidnappers in Nigeria was pardoned day before yesterday. A woman who killed her husband, over 53 drug lords who are serving life in detention were pardoned, or their sentences reduced. Let me make it very clear. We are not asking for pardon for Nnamdi Kanu. Because he has not committed. I want to be very clear about that. That the conversation, the context of our conversation has nothing to do with pardon. No. We are asking the Nigerian government led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to do the right thing. Yes. By granting Nnamdi Kanu total unconditional freedom.
Exactly. That's what we want.
Not a single condition can be attached to it. Yes. It does not include even providing a shorty anymore. Yes. It does not include visiting police station every Monday. It does not include come back and answer some other charges anymore. The reason I'm doing this is not politics. No. Thank you, my brother. You guys know that. God bless you. If I want to do politics, I want to join one of the bad parties. I am doing this because my conscience tells me it's the right thing to do. Thank
you. So for those who say, Omo election is doing it because of politics, he wants to be president. he has said it, that he's not doing it for politics. But to me, I'm saying that even though he's doing it for politics, for his political career, no problem. Ọ bụ na o nwere ife ịchọrọ ime for your own personal benefit that will get Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of DSS dungeon and make him a free man. Do it. I will support you. If you have anything, you want to have a political career in Nigeria, the likes of Nonsonkwa. I wonder Konugusi where done. And we're going to do anything Nonsonkwa Kusin see any if I do. I want you to see the kind of people you have. I want you to see the kind of people you listen to. Has anybody heard or seen any video from Nonsonkwa concerning this very latest development? Has anybody seen anything from Nonsonkwa? I'm asking a question and I'm looking for answers in the comment section. Has anybody seen? Because as for me, I've not seen anything. Nonsonkwa should be coming out now. Now say, Nzobu, Heni, let us march to Abuja. Nonsonkwa, Simon Ekpa. You hated Simon Ekpa because Simon Ekpa is sincerely fighting for freedom and he's brutal. He doesn't care about your propaganda. Nnamdi Kanu is a darling. Nnamdi Kanu is a darling. If Uwazurike of all people, Uwazurike of all people, Uwazurike could support the protest and declare his interest to join Omolesho to march in Abuja, which we have shared the video a couple of days ago. Uwazurike of all people. What about you, Nonsonkwa? Nonsonkwa. Okonuga dagomiri, onuga dagome. This is to show you how evil that man is. I don't know, maybe this is the first time I'm mentioning his name because that guy irritates me. I've never seen a coward, a pretender, and a compromised individual like Nonsonkwa in my life. That guy is so evil. His political career is more important to him than any other thing any human being is talking about. It doesn't matter whether such a thing is against Ndibo or not. But to make the matter was to show you how dangerous he is. He always liked to pretend to be fighting for Ndibo. Just the same thing this gang of criminals are doing currently. The likes of Udene CHUKWU who was in Turkey, in Istanbul. I just want to keep it, on a low key. CHUKWU, do you know the reason why CHUKWU was, deported from Turkey? CHUKWU was using, for those of you who do not even know that criminal, CHUKWU was using a cargo job as a cover. for his criminal activities. Only two major businesses Chukwu can eme na Turkey. On azụ ngwongwo nke ịbụọ na-eme na trafik ụmụaka na ọ na-akpọpụta na Turkey na-agbalị ashawo. Ma ndị ọ na-akpọga Europe na-agbalị ashawo. O ji ego ya, o meelu gị akwụkwọ, connect ya gị, kpọpụta gị Turkey. A sign area before kpọta gị sign area akwụkwọ. Na ya serve for so amount of years. Ashawo niile na-agba ya nwa gị na-eri ego ya. Human trafficking, that is his job. Oweji cargo business. You know what is cargo business? When I cover up. The cargo in question does not belong to him. What he does is every morning he will take shower, prepare himself, and go to the cargo office in a place that they call the Kumkapi, yes, in Aksaray. He goes there every day, every morning to make argument without doing nothing, just to use it to confuse the people. In a place they call Kumkapi in Aksaray. Claiming to be, a cargo. Even I was given the name of that cargo, but I don't want to mention the name because they don't support what he's doing. If not, I would have mentioned that name in the public. The name of that cargo, company, the cargo office where he was going in Aksaray. That very criminal you see, Ojiene deceive the Turkey as if no one akoro, but you're na arobu ngwongwo ka ọ na-azụ. Na that same place, Kumkapi in Aksaray. After he deport to Chazriyo, where Natazie Nigeria, where feel is here now, the best way to penetrate Nigerian politics is to sabotage Ndibo. And on a claim on a fight to bring peace in Igbo land in order to gain more support. You understand? In order to gain more support from the same Ndibo on Igbo. Kedundo jeme trafficking Ndibo. Mandona Oge Italy, also from because he has a contact in Libya. He has a contact in Libya. He also have a contact in Turkey because he lives in Turkey. The likes of Jovica. These are their business.
I am through visiting police station every Monday. It does not include come back and answer some other charges anymore. The reason I'm doing this is not politics. No, thank you, my brother. You guys know that.
So, what am I trying to say here? Those who say he's doing it because of politics, no problem. Omo SOWORE does not have any reason to, to answer or to respond to any idiot. He has no reason to respond to any criminal. He has no reason to, to defend himself. No reason whatsoever. Onyo newe ya webe, onyo na so ya soba, onyo newe ya webe. You know, I can't remember the ending part of that song. If you do not want Omo SOWORE to use the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to gain relevance in Igbo land for his political gain, go and lead the protest. Why have you been waiting all this while? Of course, we know you cannot lead the protest because you are a thief. You are a criminal. Even though that an Igbo man who is genuine, not a criminal, not a thief, not trying to gain relevance, not trying to deceive people, not trying to collect money, because presently they are collecting money. I think I will have to make a program for that. They are trying to dupe some people within Jovika them, CHUKWU them, and the criminal in South Africa that lives in South Africa. They are organizing people to to rob them. They are demanding 5 million. The same thing Ediafuanu did that has rendered him completely useless as I'm speaking to you now. This CHUKWU is doing the same thing now. So if you want, I know you can't do it, because even though you are genuine, Nigerian system cannot allow you to do it, because if any Igbo man dares to lead a protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether in Abuja or in Igbo land, anywhere across the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, it will be a massacre. Whether you like it or not, it's going to be a massacre. If Igbo man leads a protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anywhere across the entire Zoological Republic, both in Igbo land here, it's going to be a massacre. Whether they come with Biafra insignia or not, it will be a massacre. So that is the reason why a Nigerian, a full-blooded Nigerian, in fact, a Nigerian politician who is vying for an office of the president in Nigeria, leading this very protest, is one of the biggest news so far. I'm telling you the truth. I am telling you the truth. Now let's continue.
If I want to do politics, I want to join one of the bad parties. I am doing this because my conscience tells me it's the right thing to do. And I have decided, whatever it will take, that on October 20th, I will lead all of you to Aso Rock Village. We are here in this market today, but we are calling on all markets across Nigeria and the world of people of conscience to close down for us. It's not too much to ask for.
Yes. Now this is where we are. This is where we are. After now, I'm going to share the link. For anybody who has anything to say, should come in and say it. Omoyele SOWORE said something very, very, very important here. That anybody across the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, who is trading, especially the Igbo people, the Igbos, who are everywhere in the zoo, both in the north and in the west, including those in the east, trading. Every market occupied or predominantly run by the Igbo people anywhere across the zoo is expected to be shut down on the 20th of October. Those of you who are listening, you can cut this very part and share it among all the groups that you belong, both WhatsApp groups and Facebook groups. That every Igbo man trading in any part of the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, Nigeria, is expected to shut down his, business, whether you are joining the protest in, whether you are joining the protest live or not, whether you are in Abuja or you are not in Abuja, even though you are in Lagos, even though you are not joining, you are not going to be there presently. Shut down your business in protest, in support of this very protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. close it down, that very day is not going to kill you. This very idea is one of the best methods to support this very protest from your location, from wherever you are across the Zoological Republic. Our people in the East have been shutting down their businesses for the past 5 years now, since 2021, and we have not died. We have not died. We are still living. After all the propagandas they run against this Monday sit at home, that Monday sit at home is still happening, still relevant today till tomorrow, until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freed. The only person who can stop Monday sit at home is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even when we are not talking about it, even when we are not even propagating it, even when we are not even showing anything about it, yet our people are still sitting at home because they know that the essence of this very Monday sit at home is the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You understand? So we have been doing it on a Monday basis for the past 5 years. Why can't you living in Lagos not join? Why can't you living in Abuja not join? Why can't you living in Kano not join? Why can't you living in Kaduna not join? Why can't you living in Sokoto? Why can't you living in Kebbi? Why can't you living in Kafanchan? Anywhere you live across the Zoological Republic of Animal Kingdom, including those that live in Badagry. Why can't you join and shut down your business for that very 20th of October 2025? For a man who is fighting for your liberation, listen, let me tell you very, very clearly. Our people have been crying and mourning as if they have lost their loved ones. In trade fair, a video was sent to me by someone I don't really know, where no less than 20 houses, beautiful, beautiful houses / plazas were demolished in trade fair, and 3 buildings very, very close with those 20 buildings. Let me see if I can see that video. Very, very important. That very video should be very, very, very useful now. Let me see if I can see that video. A brother sent me a video, I don't know him, where more than 10 to 20 buildings were demolished, and about 2-3 buildings within that same facility were untouched, and those buildings are owned by the Yoruba people in trade fair, while others very, very in the same area, the same place, were demolished, and those ones are owned by the Igbo people. So if you are living in Lagos State and you see what is going on there, and a man who wants you to succeed, a man who wants to give you freedom for you to come back home and establish, home is home, home is beautiful. If you cannot close down your business for one single day in October 20th for his release, for his unconditional release, especially when the man is in a very dangerous situation that may take his life, God forbid, and you cannot afford, because you're a businessman, you cannot afford to shut down your business that very day, then I don't know what story you will tell your children. If I say you are not supposed to exist, you may fear that I'm cursing you. If I say you are so, you are irritating, you may think I'm insulting you because you are wealthy, you have money, you're a businessman. But I don't know the story you can tell your kids that in a memorable and historic situation like this, you are among those who refuse to participate, to render your quota, to participate in this historic moment for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you are among those that refuse to put your hand in anything that has to do with the man who has dedicated his life to save his people. I don't know which story you will tell them. While I play this very video, let me search for the other one that I talked about.
Whether you are in Lagos, 1 week in closer. We have been closing markets every Monday anyway. Yes. We need one more Monday. Yes. It's not about closing down the market, it's about bringing Nnamdi back home. Yes. And we are not doing this because we are Igbo, Yoruba, or Hausa. We are doing it because we are the good people of the world, not even Nigeria. Yes. And this is what is done world over. In my books, I have said it, Nnamdi Kanu is the Mandela of his own people. You can keep him in detention for as long as you want. But you can never destroy the spirit of what he stands for. Which is the liberation of his own people. Yes. Yes. I stand for the same thing, the liberation of humanity. Yes. And I get, as you guys know, I get into prison every day too. But I told them that there's no prison that can contain us. Even as I'm speaking now, I can guarantee you that even before the 20th, they can arrest me. Nobody wasting your time. Because if you arrest me and put me in any court, I will leave even those people who are in detention together. On that day, on that 20th, every jail was open in this country. All the innocent persons who have been suffering in this detention for just reasons. Because it's not only Nnamdi Kanu, there are a lot of Igbos. Because it's a crime to be Igbo in this country. I don't like it. In a place they call Wawa Barracks.
Let us see that very video. I hope is this very one that I have here. Yes.
This is exactly what's happening. These are the properties of Igbo people. Look at them. This particular building is owned by the Igbo man. So it's owned by Igbo man. These are owned by Igbo man. But look at, just watch and see the one owned by Yoruba person. Just almost adjacent. This one is owned by Yoruba person, and nothing touch it. This particular one is owned by Yoruba person, and is not touched by anything. But the one that belong to Igbos, they are all pulled down.
You see?
Yes, the all one that just belong to Igbo people,
you
everyone
see?
They raise all of them down.
You see?
But the one that belong to Yorubas, look at this.
You see?
Nothing touch it.
On a video.
This is the kind of country we're having. This is the kind of country we are just praying to have.
You see?
Where there's justice everywhere, no matter their tribe, no matter where you come from, that there ought to be equity and justice for everybody. So there will not be different law for different tribes. Okay, in Lagos here, look at the weapon. So the one that belongs to Igbos were pulled down, the one that belongs to Yorubas, nothing touch it. That one that belongs to Yoruba,
you see?
Nothing touch it.
You see?
Nothing touch it.
This is terrorist attack. This is terrorist attack against Ndibo. This is terrorist attack. And this terrorist attack is going on both in the east and in the west, or every other part of the Zoological Republic. Terrorist attack. How do you explain this? How do you explain this on a video? This is not propaganda you are seeing with your own eyes. This is a report from Trade Fair. Buildings belonging to the Yoruba people, nothing happened to it. Nothing happened to it. But the ones belonging to the Igbo people, they are demolished. And this is not the doings of the Yoruba people. I want you to know it. Bear it in mind. This is latest development going on in Lagos now. For throughout this past week, today is Monday, throughout this past week now that just passed, it has been terrorism, terrorist attack against the Igbo people. in Lagos. And it's not a Yoruba doing. It's about the government ideology to make sure that they keep Igbo man down. It's not about the Yoruba. So if you are living in Lagos State, anywhere in Nigeria, and Anagwagoku, this, shutting down of all Igbo controlled markets across the zoo, if you see baka, sorry for yourself. I don't know which story you are going to tell your children. That a time like this came, but unfortunately, you were among those that sabotaged it by not obeying and joining your hands to do what others are doing for the release of a man who has come to save them. I don't know which story you are going to tell your kids. And when you tell them this, I don't know how they're going to see you. Or are you going to lie to them that you participated? Will you lie to them that you participated when you know that you did not partake? Unbelievable.
People there, hundreds of people, but just if your neighbor accuses you of being like, they will carry you and go and deposit you where you can never be found. They don't even ask whether you are a member or not. But how is it even a crime to be a member of an organization that is seeking liberation for themselves? It's only in Nigeria and some banana republics that you get that.
Thank you.
So, as we are here, the world is listening to us.
Yes. Sorry, Nigeria.
From Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Yes.
The current one.
That we are asking for Nnamdi Kanu to be freed on condition or before. Because we are helping them now. They can solve this problem before 20. They can solve it today. But we were just doing that to help them. On or before 20th, we are bringing home no later than 20.
Thank you, sir.
This public outing here today is aimed at mobilizing the whole country to come out and join us in Abuja on that day. Yes. We have seen their propaganda. Yes. It is because it's NSAS. I'm the one who started NSAS. Come and hold me responsible for it. I started NSAS at the police headquarters before everybody joined it. Nnamdi Kanu responded on NSAS the day they started killing people indiscriminately. It was his own response to stop them from those, and that remains in Nigeria's history as it was. So, whichever it is, whatever it is that it will take, we don't care. And I'll say just a few more things and I will leave. We have called on all the Southeastern politicians who in the daytime say that they want to have Nnamdi Kanu free. At night,
what's wrong with my network? I don't know what's wrong with the network, but of course I'm going to share the link in the comment. Oh, my computer again. My computer again. Oh my God. Yeah. My computer again is hanging. I don't know what's really the problem. My computer is hanging again, but I don't really know what is the problem. But we are going to continue for sure.
So whatever it is that it will take, we don't care. And I'll say just a few more things and I will leave. We are called on all the Southeastern politicians who in the daytime say that they want to Nnamdi Kanu free. At night, they go and say, don't free him. We have called all of them. I have tried to meet them. I've asked Soludo to come out and join us. All of them. This is the time to put their...
They can never come. Don't mind them. The good part is that the people, the youths, both the Nigerian youths and the Biafran youths are willing to join you because it's a noble cause. It's a noble cause. So the most important thing is that the youths are willing to join you. So the link is in the comment section for those who want to join me and make their contribution to this very broadcast. The link is in the comment section, though my computer has been hanging and has been kicking away so many people who are paying attention to this broadcast. But the link is there for those of you who want to make your contribution, because very, very soon we'll be shutting down this very broadcast.
Mouth, yes. Where their leg is. Yes. All of them. Or put their leg where their mouth is. All of them. I've called on Oti, who is his home state governor. All of them have entered what they call radio silence. But we will make it happen. Yes. And after Nnamdi Kanu is free, we will get back to other businesses. Because as you all know, Nigeria is unfinished business. And we are here to finish the Nigerian business.
I just want to give you the way they operate. How they operate is that they are going to sponsor some persons here, and the persons will start discouraging you people. Telling you the reason why you should not come.
They are doing it already. They are doing it already as we speak. The likes of CHUKWU, they are already doing it. They are preparing to, they are not just doing it, but they are preparing to come and destabilize the day. They are doing it already. These are sponsored, these are zoo sponsored agents. They are doing it already. And we are watching them. We are watching them and we are keeping records. Betrayal in every freedom fighting movement is a capital offense, and be ready to pay dearly for it.
We have informed them.
And for your information, those of you sabotaging this movement and sabotaging both the release of Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra restoration, be rest assured that Biafra will come. I want you to know that Biafra will come, that your sabotage cannot stop it. Your sabotage, if Kensarawiwa sabotage did not stop it, if Ifajuna did not stop it, Ifajuna's sabotage, if the sabotage of Mojeku, the biggest sabo that we have today, the man that caused Biafrans to lose the war, those of you do not know that the likes of Asiko Babia, the likes of Kensarawiwa, the likes of Ifajuna, these people did not do what Mojeku did. Mojeku was the biggest saboteur in Biafra history, because that we are suffering today is because of Mojeku. That we are still in the zoo today is because of Mojeku. That we surrendered is because of Mojeku. That we lost the war is because of Mojeku. Chukwu modimegwo Chukwu. Ruru chako ego nna ya kpatalo. Jide ego na ya ruru chako fancha niile wee bunye Mojeku si aga na France ga gotala anyị mgbo. Gotala anyị ngwa ọgụ. And France was ready to supply. They were even ready to give their own soldiers to come and fight side by side with the Biafran soldiers to win the war. Mojeku Igbo man from Nnewi, Ojukwu's kingsman, onye feel so trust no one name nwoke. We buru ego Ojukwu bunyeli ego nna ya, we gba na France ịga gote ngwa ọgụ. We gaze dia nationalize ye bruzo nationalize ya na France. Buru ego donye na bank. Mepe establish ye family ye na France. Ego Ojukwu bunyele ya, ego mpaya, sweat mpo Ojukwu no onwe ya. Chukwu emeka odumegwu Ojukwu we ruru chaka ego abunye Mojeku buru ya gbana France ga nationalize na France bruzo France abandon his own people to die in the midst of war. What a betrayer. What a betrayer. What a betrayer. Ana echezi Mojeku ka Mojeku butra anyị ngwa ọgụ. Mojeku akenu kana titi okiri ogidi ọnụ nna na ọnụ titi kpọkpọ Mojeku anariye. That's why the Biafran soldiers lost the war. We lost the war because not only because of that hunger strike, not because of that hunger, not because of that malnutrition, kwashiorkor. We lost the war because we do not have equipment. Courtesy of Mojeku's betrayer. Courtesy of Mojeku's betrayer from Nnewi. Ojukwu's kinsman sold us. So if you think, if Mojeku did not stop Biafra, you can't stop it. Because your betrayer cannot get to that climax like Mojeku. You can't stop it. So I want you to know, all of you betrayers, all of you Sabo, I want you to know that the capital offense, the betrayer in every struggle is capital offense. And you know what that means. I want you to know this. No matter where you are, no matter where you live, I want you to know this. Unless you know that you're always again in your life, my family members, because we can't allow the children of saboteurs to be in our midst, because all of a sudden, in the nearest future, they may, vie for one public office and win without people knowing who their true identity. They may campaign and win one public office, and from there they will rise in politics. We can't tolerate that. We can't allow that to happen. So anything you are doing now will not only affect you, but it will affect your generations to come, both your current generation and the ones unborn. More. It will affect them. Because we can't allow them to be. It's not possible. Because tomorrow they might win any public office. We end up being led by the descendants of saboteur, of a man that sabotaged our freedom. So we can't allow that to happen. So whatever you are doing now will affect you and your children. And if you think that Biafra will not come, you are joking. You are joking. You need to open your eyes. You are joking. You are a joke. If you ever think that your sabotage will stop Biafra, you're a joke. If Mojeku did not stop Biafra, you are a joke.
They said that we should bring a letter informing them where we're going to start, telling them the dates, telling them the place to cover. So we have submitted the letter. They are going to give us security. Now you also know that what they normally do is when they see that we are working towards
positive way of getting land account. They will sponsor some persons. I understand in the social media and the physically to discourage you. Please don't allow anybody to discourage you. Now, who are from the like the same in operational zone in the line. I give me a proud. I don't want to have a couple. No. So when you get this weekend, then all one living on Lagos, you have to mobilize one there. All one living on the child, you don't mobilize one there. Yes. Why we are saying this thing is this, and SOWORE told you something. That place they call it Kaiji. If you hear that there is one of their brothers they arrested either in any part of the state in the east, the person is not dead. They take them Kaiji in Wawa in Niger State. That place is another one altogether. The worst of it is that when we go to court, file action in court, get judgments. They will not obey because my dear brother, the time to fight it is now. Now. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Yes. Now. Yes. It's not the kind of today, maybe another person tomorrow. Yes. I can tell you, I can comfortably tell about 20 persons I have filed their matter. They are still there. If you go there, see how your own brothers, not an absolute, they don't, husband and wife, please, let us make it a reality. Thank and God bless you. Time.
Okay, it is 7 a.m. dot. Don't be late, leave on time, get there on time. And that means I shall turn over the microphone to conclude the address. The venue of this protest is Aso Rock Villa. But the convergence where we gather is the Fountain Square. But because of what might be, we will still have some internal strategy to have multiple places to approach the city from. Yes, sir. But you should be around that area, around the central business district is what we call it. So at the Federal Capital Territory. I call it Federal Capital of Thieves. Yes. But 7 a.m. please. We have also
7 a.m. Biafran time is the time that everybody needs to gather very early.
If you have any of your brothers who want to travel to come, please provide them accommodation.
Please, very, very important. Anybody that has anyone who wants to attend the protest from outside Abuja, you are free to provide them accommodation. Remember, nobody is being paid here. This is not a government protest where people are being rented. And this protest, Nigerian youths will join this protest. They will play the major role in this very protest. So Igbo youths, Biafran youths, must not carry last. If anybody wants to join the protest from outside Abuja, provide an accommodation for that person. It is very, very important. Very, very, very important, because they have to come on the 19th in order to sleep over for them to wake up very early to join the protest. Let's continue.
No problem. Or anybody needs accommodation, transportation. We are also using it to call on transporters across the country. Yeah. If anybody wants to come and you are sure, give them free transport to Abuja and back.
Very, very, very important, please. If you are a transporter, you are a driver, a public transporter, especially those who travel, from different destinations to Abuja, not only from the east, from different destinations to Abuja, including the Nigerians. Please, anybody that indicates that they want to go for this very protest and you are very, very sure that that person is going for protest, not somebody who is going for his or her personal business in Abuja and want to use the protest as a means of getting a free ride, a free transportation. Please, once you are very sure that that person is going for the protest, you can afford to give that person a free ride. Very, very important, both through and fro. Very, very important. Then it is these are sacrifices. These are sacrifices for not only for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but for all of us. Like Maxwell Opera said, today is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tomorrow it could be any other person, it could be you. It may even be you, not even for Biafra, but for something else. And again, it is very, very important to, to let us know, since we have made it very clear that this very protest is not for IPOB, it's not for Biafra. If you can provide Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's picture, make a placard with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's picture, which is written "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." Hashtag "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." This is all that this protest is needed. This is all that is needed for this protest. No other thing. No Biafran flag. No IPOB shirt, t-shirt. No IPOB insignia. Nothing like that. The only thing that you can provide is "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." Hashtag "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." Only that. If you can put Nnamdi Kanu's image, very good and fine. If you cannot put his image, write it on your placards. "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." Hashtag "Free Nnamdi Kanu now." Only that. Don't overdo it, because we need to be